Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of League Lads. I'm here with Flaxy, I'm with Fred, and I'm with the man of the moment. The man that's been, everyone's been talking about him really this week. And I messaged him Mabruk as soon as the shit hit the fan. Because, you know, you got to see the different sides to it. JC, my brother, welcome to League Lads. Finally, I have you on with me. You know what I mean? I can finally sit at a table with you and talk footy.
You're finally on.
I'm finally on, yeah.
The man of the people.
Yeah,
that's
the man of the people,
That's
brother.
what Jack DeBellin described
Jack
as,
the
right?
Bone, the man of the people.
We're going to get into all of it, because right now, everyone wants to know. You are pretty out there. You say you speak your mind straight away, so everyone really knows, but we're going to get into it in details, bro. And I want to give my opinion. We all want to give our opinions, bro. We're hurt. Like, this is as if it's happened to us, because we're proper footy fans. We know exactly where you're coming from with everything. This guy's at every Penrith game. We go to as much games as we can. We cover content every week. It's so important that we don't get silenced, cuz. So you're here. I want to hear it all. We're going to get into it. But first of all, what the hell's happening?
I'm just trying to hide my identity. But look, Peter Valandis, it's me, brother.
Hey, listen, I rocked up. I packed up first, then you packed up, and I was like, you're in a robe, I'm in a robe all day, bro.
I feel like royalty today, bro. Everyone's talking about me. I've got to wear the robe. You've got to play into the character.
Get the grapes, Flaxy. Get the grapes. Start feeding him.
All right, listen, let's get straight into it, really, because they messaged the group chat, and they're like, JC's account got shut down, right? And everyone was spewing. I was like, bro, this is hectic. Like, not as in, I'm happy. This is good. no, fuck. No, I'll tell you why I thought it was good, because how many followers do you have already now on the new account?
Bro, it's been less than a week and it's at 6,000 almost.
There you go. You know what I mean? So you get what I'm saying.
I know
Is,
what
you know,
you're saying,
the shit behind it. But let's talk what happened straight away. Did you rock up on Instagram and it wasn't there, or did someone message you, or break it through? Because let me know. I want to hear it all.
Tell us your story, my bro.
Bro, my story actually involves you, funny
Obviously, yeah, it does.
So, honestly, this is what happened. I go gym that day, and obviously, it was just a normal day for me. I'm going to go gym, and I can't remember, someone messaged me. I think it was you that messaged me first, or someone messaged me saying, why can't I send you anything on Instagram? Go to open my phone to go see my Instagram. Instagram's not Instagramming anymore. I'm going to log into my thing, and it's like, you have been kicked out. You've got 180 days to respond or whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
So you went to Habas in Instagram. You went to Instagram Habas.
Yeah, I went on.
They gave you a life sentence.
Yeah, literally.
Okay.
Not a life sentence. It was like
Cancun, bro.
Yeah, it was like a 9-month sentence. I had to be reborn again, apparently. Peter Valandis wants to baptise me and reborn me as like one of his robotic commentators that doesn't say anything bad about the league. Maybe like a Buzz Rothfield or anything. But I can't remember. Like, it was a bit of a blur. And then I messaged Fred and I'm like, bro, I got blocked and blah, blah, blah. And I got banned. He's like, what the hell? I'm calling you after work. Calls me after work. And I'm on my way to grab a feed after my head's everywhere. And he goes to me, why didn't you tell me you're getting investigated? I'm like, I'm getting investigated? And he's like, bro, you're getting investigated. I'm like, what are you talking about? Investigated by who? And he's like, the NRL Integrity Unit has now put out something that they're investigating a social content creator that's been abusing Flanagan.
I laughed so hard.
Wonder who
Well,
could that be?
Yeah.
Honestly,
And
I
that's
laughed so
literally
hard.
what the whistleblower... So I got a whistleblower on Insta, like basically just saying, I wonder who that could be. And then I'm getting a message from someone that I know, that knows all the news agencies and shit, that messaged me like 30 seconds before he messaged. Maybe it's the same guy, I don't know. But then I'm like, but I had just spoken to JC, because this guy who was obviously upset his account got banned, but I obviously wanted to make sure that he stays calm and that we have a plan. Like, don't worry, bro, your TikTok's going to be sweet. This is either A, B, or C, which has caused this. I'm sure you can just make a new account and we go again. And I told him, make a new account, see what happens. And then I got taken down like a couple hours
Yeah, I made
later.
a new account and I was flying. I'm like, yeah, 2,000 followers in an hour. You think you could silence me? Banned.
So he gets banned again, and he's getting obviously. Who wouldn't fucking get annoyed in this point, right?
100%, bro.
I've been there, not with Insta, but with fucking Twitch and Kick, and now on Insta with this poor bloke. I'm trying to make sure that smile, that beautiful smile, stays on his face.
Fred's like a lawyer in this situation,
Man, I'm just
Wallah,
here,
can I say something
I'm just
quickly?
here consoling a mate, bro.
Wallah, I'll tell you something. Wallah, no one has your back like Fred does. Like, in shit like this, cuz
I agree,
he
100%.
actually takes it like, you know, Michael Jordan's like, I took it personal.
That
is Fred.
You want to know something?
Visions.
He called me up. I can't believe this. They're going after you. They're going after me. And then that's where that meme came from.
Yeah. Because, bro, I was fucking heated. This is like, I'm the big brother and they're bullying my little brother. Because, like, he's new to this shit.
You've
right?
been in this for a long
He's
time.
the baby. I've been in this 4 years now. Why are they investigating him? I said way worse shit when we were bad, winning spoons and shit. I said bad shit as well. Where was my investigation?
Anyone remember Yaris?
No. I said way worse things than the Toyota Yaris. My first year with Ockenbaugh and Hayes Perham, oh my goodness, I said some ungodly stuff. But I didn't get investigated. I don't know why they're investigating him. He didn't even cross the line that bad, whatever. So I took it personally, and he's like, no. And I said, man, this is going to be the best thing that ever happened to you. His bloke is forever going to be known as the guy that NRL tried to shut up and they couldn't. And he won the battle against them. We're going to have memes of this guy dunking on the NRL and shit.
I'm going toe-to-toe with the NRL and I'm coming out on top. And the funniest thing about it is the memes that are people sending me. Have you seen, like, Red V Redemption and stuff? And then, like, I don't know if you've played, like, Red Dead Redemption. There's someone that put my face onto, like, a character with, like, the outlaw all the way at the bottom. And it's, like, outlawed.
Yeah. It's, and look, that was what I was speaking to JC about the most, to ensure that we plan everything out so that he makes the most of this situation and then he doesn't go on another rant where he potentially says something else. It was the main thing was we have a laugh about this.
So this was timeout. Like you put him into timeout.
So this was
he put the handcuffs on me.
I said don't post nothing until we speak about this because we don't. Mate, I know how I would be in this situation.
Have you seen that meme of the guy like dripping water? Like
I'd be emotional, fucking raging. I'd be go crazy, and I didn't want. So, and I know he'd be feeling something similar, right? I just want to destroy the world in this case. So I said, don't post nothing for a couple of hours. We'll have a chat, and then
we'll go from there.
And then we go from there, right? So then we made the account again, started posting again. Obviously, you're getting lots of followers in. We start making memes and everything. But right before this all happened. All right, I'm driving home and I get the text that the NRL's investigating him from a mate, and then the one of the Instagram channels had didn't put the report, but he always gets the things before they go to media.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I ring him up because I just spoke to this guy for fucking 40 minutes. Cuz we're going to fucking grow together. Fuck these guys. I'm going to do this to you. Nah. And he's like, yeah, we're going to grow. Fuck grow. This is about making a statement.
I said to him, I remember the first thing I said to him, I'm like, bro, I hope we can both grow out of this. He's like, fuck growing. This is about silencing us. They're not silencing us. It was like full, like Nelson Mandela in this.
I said he's the next. I said he's the NRL's Nelson Mandela because they're trying to silence him and he's a political prisoner of the NRL. But that was between me and him, but it was a funny interaction. So we had this conversation. Then I'm driving on Walgrove Road. Like I just got onto Walgrove Road when we're pretty much at the end. I'm at the roundabout part of Walgrove Road, and then I'm like, I get the message, and I'm like, I call him back. Cuz, why the hell didn't you tell me the NRL was investigating you? You didn't think that was something that you should have brought up? And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Am I being investigated about the NRL? And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? How come you haven't been told about this? I just got this shit. No, I don't know what you're talking about. All right, I'll give you a call back in a sec. Hang up. Fucking pick the phone back up, like, to call the guy. And he's like, cuz, I can't tell you what. I can't tell you anything, but you'll see it everywhere in the next 5-10 minutes. Fucking 2 minutes later, news article. He's getting texted it. I'm getting texted it. I call him back. He's ready to go. I said, don't worry about these cunts. They're not going to do nothing. I know I wasn't going to swear, but this is what this was the back and forth between me and JC. Like, I feel like I was with him every step of the way here.
You were, bro.
And
I think we all were, but
he got more heated than me because I was sitting there and I'm dying of laughter. I'm like, he's taking it more personal than me.
you know when you were like, when you're younger and like, or really like now you're still young, but like, you don't really care about if someone done something to you, and you have that one mate, cuz that's like, nah, brother, we're not letting that go, and you're like, cuz it's all right, but nah, brother, we're gonna get him today.
Yeah. No, he's like to me, leave this to me. This is me. This is my head.
My world.
I'm getting home and I'm making a video about it. I'm like, let me make a video first. He's like, all right.
They caused me, bro. He's like,
no. I said we can either go about it 2 ways. You make the first video, then I make the response, or I make the first video and I start the free JCB hashtag. And then you make your video after that doing whatever the fuck you want. I think he posted it first. And I'm like, no worries. I said, we can go many different ways. You want to go that way? I'm doing the free JC shit. whatever. That's what we're doing.
We went completely different ways because the first video I posted was like a little call out, like, oh, I thought my fan, like, I thought fans were allowed to have like a say in this and that. And then 2 seconds later, when I got sent like the article of an NRL investigation, I just looked at it, laughed, and went, "Cod."
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about it?
And then next thing you know, we put out that video where you put out your video. I got home was it on the Friday, yeah?
I can't remember what day it was.
Thursday, because
Was
there
it
was a
Thursday?
game that night. There was a game that night, right? And I had to go to the game, so I had to get I said,
Oh, yeah,
cuz I left work a bit early because I had to get this shit sorted. I had to fucking obviously like speak to some people, get ready to make some content, free JC, all this, and fuck man, we posted what we had to post. Then the next day, it's all about the memes and everything like that. But
So you called me, you're like, we need a lawyer. I'm like,
no.
What?
Mate, I said, we obviously have a lawyer friend.
yeah, we have a lawyer. No, like we need a lawyer.
We have a lawyer friend. I'm like, cuz.
Shout out Habbo, bro. He's
Shout
always
out
there,
Habbo.
cuz.
Been
10
on here
toes.
before.
Shout out Habbo.
Cuz,
10 toes, bro.
Remember he was here explaining the
Josh Adokar
shit, the legal implications of what he did. So I said, cuz, I lost Habbo's number. What's his number? JC's getting investigated. Fuck these cunts.
I was having a cigarette. I was like, they're not going to do nothing,
He
cuz.
said,
Hey, he messaged me, Mabruk, on your Instagram.
He said that's what he messaged you.
Yeah, he messaged me,
having a
Mabruk.
baby or something.
Yeah, he's like, Mabruk, like I had hit 10K. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I got taken down. He's like, yeah, this is the best thing for you. I'm like, are you sure, guys?
Yeah, and that's what we kept saying. Like, we gotta have the mentality that this is gonna be good for you, not bad, right? And it was all about keeping this brother calm, because it's the NRL's trying to scare him. All right, I don't even blame him if he was a little scared. I don't know if he was or wasn't. It's up for you to say, but I had to make sure,
was
like,
all good.
I protect my little brother in this case, right? I gotta make sure that fucking, like, I gotta be like fucking Captain America with the shield, getting in front of these cunts. If he was gonna get investigated, I was gonna back him all the way, and I still am, because I love this guy and what he does. I think what he does is good for the game. Can we all go a little bit overboard sometimes? Of course, but
We're humans, bro.
fuck, man, we're fucking humans. We're young. We're fucking lebs, so we automatically say shit.
We're automatically our target as well.
And we're in a swearers nation, mate. People say, "Oh, if somebody said all these swear words about you, you'd get upset too." Cunt, what do you think we deal with all the time? We're in the spotlight too. We didn't even do anything to get to this point, so we're just regular people. So people are definitely more inclined to message us shit. Cause who gives a fuck?
This is how I put it, right? Me being me, I said, how I would say it is, I hate this decision. You would go, I effing hate this decision. He would say the same thing, but in Arabic.
Yeah.
And like a lot more louder. That's literally the difference between what you say and what everyone else says.
Nah,
Like, it's
but-
just the intensity.
Nah, but we spoke first time I met you here. We spoke, like, I said to you, like, you're like, I don't know, like, I'm like, bro, go hard, just do it, right? You know why? I'll tell you why. Because back probably a couple years ago, this wasn't really a world, cuz like you couldn't really podcast. Like I remember YKTR and Bloke in a Bar were like the first podcast I watched. Now everyone has a platform. Now this is where it is. So if you're gonna sit there and look at every time something happens, they're gonna sit there and investigate someone or whatever it is, it's not gonna happen, bro. That's not what we do here. And this is what I want to say really about this, because we make the game. Wallah, like in COVID, the game was khara. Let's be real. No one really, like, we all wanted to watch and that, but no one could go to the games. There was no, like, they were freaking playing crowded speakers, cuz, whatever, the crowds on the speakers. Like, we are the fans, cuz. We keep these blokes paid, and we keep these blokes, like, we keep this thing happening. So for them to sit there and silence a content creator's passion, all right, cuz, you might have lost, you might have gone a bit haywire, you know what I mean? You're angry, cuz, it's normal. This is probably one reason why I'll never live stream me watching a game, cuz. Wallah, I'm dead set. Like, ask Asa, Babaka, all the boys know. When I'm watching a game, cuz, it's next level. I can't handle it. But we're fucking, we're fans, bro. And Jack the Bellin walked up, we'll speak about your vlog and everything, but the Bellin walked up to you. He walked up to you, like he was saying hello to the fans, and he walked up to you, bro. And wallah, like, cuz I'm not a Dragons fan, I couldn't care less about the Dragons. Like, really, I don't like you, really. Because we kind of rivals.
I don't like us either, bro.
No, but to see the Bellin walk up to you, the bloke just literally announced that he's leaving the end of the year. Someone who's been there for so long, walk up to you and say, bro, you're the man, and shed a tear. Like, he actually, like, bro, I was like, is this guy lying? Like, is this the guy acting? Or he actually shed a tear, bro. It shows you how much that he loves the club. It shows how much the fans mean to the club, because he was probably a fan one time, cuz. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So if you're going to be silenced, try. I'm just letting everyone know in the NRL. You can do all you want. Andrew Johns, Vlandis, Mlandis, everyone. Cause if you want, bring Raylan Castle back too. It's no problem. Nothing's gonna happen. We're gonna keep going because Shane Flanagan and Carl Flanagan eventually are gonna leave. Right, one day they're gonna leave the club, and you're still gonna be here, cause you know what I mean. So that's why when lawyers and I'm like, bro, I get it. You know that's a big word, but it's more of a threat than anything, really.
Course, yeah.
Like, nothing's going to happen, cuz. And what? You're going to ban me? Ban me. All good. You don't want my $30 a week? All good, cuz. It doesn't bother me. If anything, I'm saving my money. I'll still watch this on TV. So, I don't know. I just look at this whole situation. And he still went, and nothing happened. I think I seen the security guard comment on your vlog or your thing, like, also, you'll always be in. You know what I mean? I'll let you in, cuz. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Free JC. I'll go on the Dragons post, by the way. I want to let you go.
Is that not the most amazing thing ever? Literally,
I got on the Dragons
comment,
post,
bro.
them promoting a game. I don't know what it was, cuz. It was like free
Something on
JC,
a
free JC,
beach.
free JC, free JC, free JC.
380 comments of free JC.
And I'm like, bro, you's a poorly run, right? And before I met you, I know a lot about the Dragons because of my uncles. You's a poorly run. Your recruitment is khara. Your young stars leave. Like, coach after... Like, there's all this shit. Like, you're looking at fucking JC saying, Akhul Manyuke to a player that's been shit, rather than fixing your club. Like, that's the biggest thing for me. Like, while I wake up, you know, if the Bulldogs did that, cuz, I think I'll just stop there. I'll just be like, yeah, all good. You just can have it. All good at 80. I didn't care about you anymore. Win, lose, doesn't really bother me. You lost a fucking passionate fan. So, yeah, that's my 3 cents.
Jay, they didn't lose a passionate fan. I think this shit's made him more passionate because of all the people that have gone behind you and backed you, even despite all this shit. Seeing that video with Julian, who I fucking absolutely love.
Julian's a
I
legend,
hate
wallah.
Julian.
Julian's a
The
legend.
guy that the club follows meets the guy that, that the club blocks. But that was such a good video, and it's just so good from our end. And I think it's a really good look on you for you to take the funny side of everything and milk it for laughs instead of actually getting scared by these guys, right? And that's all I wanted to make sure happened with JC, because from the first time I met this bloke, from the first time I met his brother at the charity match, and I met his brother.
He asked about your brother today, by the way. He's like, his thing there.
I met his brother who won MVP. Shout out to Big Brendan. Met him. He was on my team. All right, because bloke wouldn't make a peep for the first 2 training sessions. Third training session, it was himself. Right. Then I met this guy in the sheds at the game. Loved this bloke, and as soon as I saw him making content, that was it, bro.
He told me, wallah, he
I
actually...
fell in love with this cunt,
He's
bro.
up to me, cuz
Pause.
JC's...
No pause, whatever.
He's like, bro, JC's next up, bro. We're going to back him. I'm like, fucking all the way. I go, like, I'm looking at your thing. I was like, bro, he's the funniest cunt, and he supports Liverpool. What? I'm there, cuz.
So many people message me, like, why are you backing this guy? It doesn't help with your credibility. It was way beyond that, right? I was lucky enough to have guys like Hello Sport take me under their wing. Right, and I'm in a position now where I've put in the hard work to the point where I've grown so much, bro. And like I told JC all the time, like I think he'll be bigger than me, and I wanted to make sure that I took him under my wing and gave him all the help that I never really had until Hello Sport really took me under their wing, right? And
None of us had,
I
really,
just
bro.
wanted
We're
to-
just fucking grinding every week,
exactly.
cuz.
We did this shit the hard way. I don't want you to have to go the hard way. I want you to be able to do it without all of this negative shit in your path, and to see the NRL be the fucking one that gives you the negative shit in your part doesn't change the fact that I'm gonna back this bloke, bro.
organisation pisses
And
me
it's
off,
just,
bro.
cause it's just disappointing and it's embarrassing in our end. Like I'm not a Dragons fan. It is just embarrassing that instead of working on this shit on the field, they're out here doing this shit. It just seems very petty to me. I have a question for you. Has this situation impacted your love for the club?
Not for the club itself, no. But for the team that's there now, yes. For especially after the game against Parramatta, the press conference came out, and obviously he went and got the biggest teacher's pet, Damien Cook, to come out and say, "Oh, there's a difference between having an opinion and bullying." Brother, what is bullying? Saying a player is not up to standard for your club, that you've been there before him. Damien Cook only came to the club about fucking 3 months ago, bro. I've been here for about 22 years, 23 years, as long as my memory has been. I'm 26 years old this year, bro. I've been there longer than you have. I've seen the ups, I've seen the downs. And you're going to go and tell me there's bullying for criticising a player who you know is not good enough for the club because he's the coach's son. How about he goes and asks Terrell Sloan, that gets dropped week in, week out, or Sione Fennell, or Lockie Ilias, who at the time he's like, oh, he's not up to standard. He's not a first grade half. And now he's saying it's not a halves problem. How about you go ask those players and tell them to tell their side of the story. And if they had no consequences to what they had to say, I'll promise you they'd be backing what I said. That's what pisses me off the most. But in terms of love for the club, bro, I could never, like, I made like a little funny video about it saying the first team to comment, I'm gonna put your jersey on. It was never happening. And my mates are like, I wish it was the Tigers, or I wish it was the Bulldogs. Like someone that will give you just as much pain to put on the jersey. But I'm like, it was never gonna happen.
I seen your garage as well. That's gangster, bro.
Come on, mate.
That is gangster. Like
Dragon
old
shed,
school
bro.
Lebo garage with all the stickers, cuz that you've
Because you
collected.
know what we used to do? We used to go to the newspapers. They used to have like the NRL players like posters. We used to rip them out, just frame them, and we'd do them week after week.
Until you have a whole collection, bro.
Cuz I can't even see my garage anymore. All I see is flags and posters. Cuz
There's no tools in that garage.
Bro, you
There's no
just-
car in that garage. It's just dragon shit.
Cuz have you seen it? It's just dragons and then a fridge. You have to. If you're not,
And
you're
what's
not
on the
Arab if you
fridge?
don't-
Extra laham from the other
More
fridge.
dragons. More dragons. All right. And look, that's the frustrating situation, right, JC? It's the fact that there are hardworking players on your club at your club that seem to always get scapegoated. From an outside looking in, I swear to you, 70% of that team has been dropped to reserve grade. And,
I don't know the Dragons team, by the way. Yeah, I don't know who.
Because
Like,
it changes so
it's
much.
always changed.
Why is it like? Because you were dropping Tyrell Sloan left, right, and center, and then you drop him and you still lose. Is it still his fault? Because Ben Hunt, you all whinged about Ben Hunt. He wasn't the problem. I feel like there's something beyond the players that is a problem, but
It's a culture.
it's
bro.
always the players that get scapegoated. And no matter who you drop, there's always one common denominator. There's always a few common denominators. Gutterson, the centers, and Flanagan, and Damien Cook now, and still nothing changes. And it's always other people getting dropped. But then when these guys don't, and they, like you said, they say that the players getting dropped are not up to first grade standard, or they made too many mistakes or whatever. And fair enough. But then when the other boys make mistakes, they're protected. They're saying, nah, it's the forward pack. Nah, it's this.
I think it's the whole team.
nah.
I don't think it's just Flanagan.
No,
by the
no,
way.
no.
And I know you don't think that because you're a proper footy fan. You don't just think it's one player. But I get you, cuz. Well, like, what burns you is this bloke is like LeBron James and Bronny James. Like, yeah, all good, cuz. Come hang out.
Yeah.
You're all right, brother. I'm your dad. I'm your dad. But like, it's not fair, cuz. I understand where you're coming from.
So
It
your
burns me
frustration
because-
is valid, bro.
Because it burns me because, like, I know what it takes to be a first grade halfback. Like, we've seen them all come through. You know what it is. Bro, when your team's on the back foot and you keep putting up the same kick 20 metres in front of you, same kick, and there's nothing to switch the momentum, it's just absolutely unreal.
So we just got some. Are you talking about the Maroons news or
No,
the
no,
Metcalf?
the Metcalf news.
Haram, bro.
Yeah,
What
he's
happened?
confirmed ACL.
Oh.
9 months out not 9 months out.
We're back
bro.
in 6, cuz technology. Yeah, technology.
No,
I'm
cuz.
trying to make light of it, cuz. Haram Metcalf, I love him.
That
That's-
story just came out, but
I feel bad because I love the Warriors.
yeah.
I've got a soft spot.
Best
Well,
fan base,
I
bro.
swear
Bro, do you know how
to
many of their fans message me? Come to NZ,
Cuz-
we'll take you.
Brother, we'll look after you, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
All of the wood.
There's
The Wild fans
something
are
like
best.
you don't understand. People who, mate, you can like the Warriors, hate the Warriors,
I
but
think
as soon
everyone
as you
understands the
start
Warriors.
making content, you will forever love the Warriors because their fans show you so much love.
Yeah, bro, they're so good.
Bro, they're like, oh, we'll give you somewhere to stay. We'll give you food. We'll give you this. Just come to NZ and we'll look after you, bro.
Even-
It's unreal.
I went to New Zealand this
How
year.
was
It was
it?
the best fucking experience I've ever had at a game at all. Like, it was the best game day experience I think I've ever had going to a game of rugby league. They're the
And-
best.
They're
And
nice
for
people,
me,
bro.
it's the whole Bunty thing, right? There is still a solid percentage of the population that watch TikTok that think I go for the Warriors. All right, so because of all this Bunty stuff, so they're such a great fan base anyway. But
That's a way to treat your fans, cuz. Like that.
Exactly.
That's how you should treat your fans.
That's
You know what I
another
mean?
thing I wanted to say. Like, you look at our socials, you look at our TikTok, our Instagram, it's so placid. It's so boring. There's no fan
No,
engagement.
because they don't want to hire someone creative, probably.
and
They
it's
had
not-
Winston there.
They
didn't
had Winston as an intern, but
And that's the problem. Like, you look at the Warriors TikToks, they got their fans coming saying thank you, Barnett. Like, they get them involved.
That's what you want.
Ours, if we get involved, then it's too much. You step in the line, you're a bully. But then you've got all these other commentators and stuff that say the exact same thing that I'm saying,
Boom.
just
All the
without
way
the
around.
Akhu Sharmuta.
Literally.
They're not a bully.
You know what, bro? I was telling Fred, like, in the group chat, we were speaking, we were like, they could have made so much content out of this. Like, you know, if they called you, who said it? What's his name? Retro said it. I think Retro put a video up.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, if they called you, like, call him, call JC, you easily get your number. Because, well, if they DM'd you, you would have been like, what? Yeah, call me. What the fuck? They would have called you, look, man, I think you went out of line, 1, 2, 3. You're like, all right, like, you know what? I probably swore, but I just love you too much that you burned my life.
Well, it's
Look,
like a
come in-
toxic ex-cuz.
Yeah, like, come into training, meet the boys, fucking let it roll out, right? But from now on, we want you involved in our content. Cause what? The whole fan base will be dragons. Like, even when you're shit, they'll be like, you know what, boys? Yalla, heads up. We'll go again next week.
Yeah, because like they've got one of their own.
They got
inside.
someone that's there. That's what I always tell this guy. Like, when situations happen, cause beefs and problems happen online, I'm like, you know how much shit you could have did? Like, just jump over that little hurdle, and wallah, there's such a big opening for everything.
Bro, the first thing that comes to my mind is like,
Cause you do it for free. Like, we do this shit for free.
Wallah,
cuz.
don't pay
'Cause
anyone.
what? We pay money to do this.
I know.
Cause سخت عرس, you know what I mean?
Because the way I envisioned that, like, imagine me in the sheds just before a game saying, "Ya akhu sharmuta, if you lose, I'm gonna nick Alba."
And then the Bellin's like, "Akhu sharmuta."
Yeah,
Yeah. And the Flanagan walks up to you, "Khod."
Yeah, like, because it could have been something so much better. And because if you look at all the comments that I'm getting, bro, I got backing of the majority of the fan base. They're like, you're the only one that's got the balls to say what we want to say.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So like, could you imagine?
You're the voice for the people that have no voice.
As CM
voice
Punk
of the
would say, the
voiceless.
voice of the voiceless. Imagine I went into the sheds and like these people are like, oh, he's one of our own. Let's G up. Like, bro, I posted a vlog and there's people saying, your passion makes me want to come and watch a game now.
Yeah, that's crazy. I've seen that. That's crazy.
Let me
bro.
ask you this.
JC Punk, brother.
JC Punk. Let me ask you this. If they were to contact you now and say, all right, stop, like squash it here under the bridge, let's get involved, do something together, would you?
As long as it doesn't hinder what I am, I will never sell myself out. I will never ever, and I promise you, and I don't care what the amount is, I don't care who comes knocking, I will never sell my identity. If they can incorporate my identity into what they want to do, like get in there, fire them up, get into captain's into captain's run, J up the boys before a game, yes. But if they're gonna come and be like, oh, come mellow down and, you know, be like a little sucker, be like a Damien Cook, no way.
I think, bro, they missed the big window, cuz wallah. Like, you want my honest opinion? Like, if there's anything the club could do right now, but it's like, it just, you're doing everything wrong. Do one thing right, and I swear everything can open up. Cuz when we started winning a few games, yeah, we went to 66-0. I always mention this. We went there, we heard the boos, we went fucking here, there, yada. When we started winning a few games, cuz, and the content started getting better, like the Bulldogs creative stuff, because you started to feel like involved. They started drumming in Belmore, like that's our identity, cuz. We started being more connected to the club, like that's how you bridge the gap. I don't know. I feel like the NRL and these shit clubs that have politics involved, they're just never ever good for the fans ever. That's my 3 cents, bro.
Yeah, bro. I think what they did to you was very slack. I think they definitely, like, the fact that they blocked you, then after
Ages
all
ago
this
too.
shit, started doing all this shit. I just think it's really, really slack, bro. And
It's like a little
they-
kid's tantrum.
Yeah, like, come on, man. Like, it's just not right. It's not how an NRL club should be. And look, you can, like, you bring up Damien Cook. Damien Cook has there's nothing he can do. He's club captain, right?
Yeah.
And he's got to defend his coach and defend his player, bro.
Yeah,
This is how
I
it is.
get him. Is
So
what
I
he's
don't
gonna
blame
say.
it from that point. But from, like, the social media standpoint, for them to block you, like, you're getting more views than their lineup shit. You know what I mean? Like, you're a great fan, bro. And you're going to keep doing this stuff for a long time. And I think that all of this stuff that they're doing is a big mistake on their part because they're trying to silence you. They're trying to shut you down. It's only going to do the opposite. And all publicity is good publicity, whether it's good or bad. And with what Braith and Rennie were saying, with what Shane and Damien are saying in
James
the
Maloney,
press
Jeremy
conference.
Lattimore, Trent Merrin.
Yeah, they're all, whether they're backing you or not, whether they're having a laugh or they're mad, Andrew Johns, fucking whatever, it's all going to end up being a net positive in your favor, bro. And that's what they don't get. And the more people that speak about it, the more he's going to grow. And that's why I think overall, despite all of this shit, you're still going to come out on top, bro. And me and you are going to be, and all of us here, and fucking Mitch in the corner, we're going to be doing this shit for a very long time,
And
man.
Joe, cuz what? Joe's the stats
Yeah, I
guy,
said
bro.
all of us.
He's got our back,
But then
brother.
I just saw this bloody bloke in his Adidas tracksuit in the corner. He's looking there menacingly. I think we're all going to be doing this for a very long time because I think in my opinion, the problem with modern day NRL media, and they say some crazy shit too, and they don't get investigated.
What?
But the problem with modern day NRL media is the fact that they are all, there is a code that they have to follow because they're affiliated with an organization or they work for a company and they can't truly be themselves. Sometimes it's because they know someone. they know someone that's in the spotlight, they know someone that's in the firing line, and they like them, they're not gonna want to do it. They're not gonna want to say what needs to be said.
Definitely.
And the thing that they can't, they can control the coaches. The NRL can control the coaches, their players, their referees. They can control what they can speak about, what they can say, what they can't say. So when we hear these people speak, we don't get the full story. You know what you do get the full story from? Fans like JC, fans like Flaxy, fans like me and you, fans like Joey, fans like Mitch. Even though half the things Mitch say want to give him a roundhouse kick, but still, we all have
Catching
our voice.
strays even on the couch,
and
bro.
Whether they're
You
right
should've heard
or
him in
wrong,
the potty.
we all have a voice. Hey, listen, we all have a voice. We can all say what we want to say. We can all be 100% real, 100% authentic. We'll be a little bit biased towards our club sometimes for sure. But, mate, to be fair, I was more harsh on my own team, on my own players and my own team than any other team when we were doing bad, bro.
And look, you got to work with them.
And we got to work with
that's
them.
how they handled
That's
it.
how they handled it. They knew I was shitting at bloody Ockenbore and shit. But come last year, they invited us on multiple occasions to go make videos about the team, to go interview people, to make some content. And I feel like we did a damn good job. So that's how they handled it. And to see that you get punished for being real, did you overstep? There's a line, and everyone's line is at a different spot, right? There are some people that will say, don't say what you wouldn't say to their face on a public forum. And there's guys like me that say, listen, man, fuck it, fuck that shit. You say how you feel, you say what other people are feeling. If at the end of the day, if people don't agree with you, your content won't do well. All right? But in your case, many Dragons fans believe what you have to say is right. They relate to it, and because you're as real as they are, and you're just the one that's willing to put your neck out and say what needs to be said.
Look, at the end of the day, if you're passionate about something and then they go and do, like you've waited the whole week, you can't wait to see your team play, and then they come out and play like amputees. Are you going to be happy about it?
You're going to be like, what the fuck?
Thank you very much. And the best thing, like what you said before, is the publicity. You know, I don't know if you've seen, like, kept up with it, but there was 2 different news articles by, like, news.com, one of the biggest publishers in Australia, that named me and are, like, backing me up in this whole situation, which was, like,
Really?
so cool. Like, there's photos of me, and they're like, Jean-Claude Bittard, an apprentice carpenter. I'm not an apprentice, brother. An apprentice carpenter from Billfield is taking on the NRL.
Fucking
and they're trying to sign
stereotyping us. Those
Did
cunts.
they speak to you for that article?
Yeah,
or-
so the bloke messaged me, like, he DM'd me, and he's like, bro, I love your content. We should start a podcast together. And he's like, I used to work for Sharks. I used to work at Channel 9. I used to work at The Telegraph. So, like,
Fuck me, that has worked ever, this guy, huh?
He's like, I don't even know what to explain him. He's like the rush of the community. But he's like to me, I want to write an article about you. Do you mind if I give you a call and do an interview? I'm like, yeah, go hard. Wrote his interview. And then Braithen Nasta's now come out and said, I'm the reason why he's so big. Shut your mouth, brother. I actually love Braithen Nasta.
I love Braithen Nasta.
But cuz
that
don't
brown
go and
suit,
claim-
cuz he's got to change that brown suit sometimes. I've seen
Cuz,
it 4 times in a row.
please, I love you, brother. Don't make me turn
I love
against you.
Braith. I love Braith.
Don't make me turn against you, because now you're coming out and saying, oh, he's only big because of us. No, shush. Anyways,
What Braith's saying, he's the reason why you're big.
yeah, he's like, oh, he's only gaining traction because we mentioned him on our podcast.
But can I ask a question? That was pretty big,
No,
right?
no, but
that was
look,
pretty big.
he's actually in support of me, so I can't say
No, that's what I'm
anything
saying.
bad.
So where did he come from? Did he come from?
It's a good place, but he's trying to claim that
How
we're
many-
the ones that produced this.
But how?
You have
How
already
I gotta watch
7,000
this shit.
followers before he even mentioned you.
I was already at 20K on
No,
TikTok.
no, but I get it. Like, obviously, him saying it is gonna bring more of a spotlight. But,
Yeah, but if
where
he can't
it's
take
not the
credit
reason
for
why
you-
we exist, Braithen Nasta.
Was he my dad?
I can't mate.
Did I come out of his balls?
No, he can't take credit for you. I can't take credit for you. The only person who can take credit for you is you, motherfucker. And make sure you know that, bro.
Hey, Braith, can we talk now? Or?
No, please still.
Well, I love Braithen Nasta, and he does some
hey,
good.
hey.
He does some good, strong
Right.
dad stuff.
I've got
as well.
nothing. I've got nothing against Braith. It's just that one comment. Me and my mates were all watching it because someone said, "Timestamp this, BTFU, go watch it." I watched it, and he's like, "He's only got him big after we mentioned him, and we got to take credit." Like, bro, shush.
Nah, I gotta watch. I gotta watch it, bro.
But I got a question for you guys.
Go.
You're the social media manager, or you work within the Dragons, or you're like in the hierarchy. You've seen that I've gotten silenced and whatever, and then like you've seen the way that the club's treated me, and then I've gone and posted that vlog, and you see the passion that comes out of me, the effort. Even after the club has told me, go fuck yourself, you little Lebo terrorist. And then I rock up to the game. I rock up to the game. The sec is outside holding posters, most wanted kid in all of Australia, if you're affiliated with him. And I still get into the game, and I show the passion that I do on camera. Do you like sit back and regret your decisions? Or do you think they're sitting there like, go fuck yourself?
No.
You just every video, for every video that you make, for every vlog that you do, for every comment that you make, they just make themselves look more stupid.
Yeah, but they don't care. I'm telling you from now, they don't care.
Do you think they care when
So you know what it is? You know what it is? You're not 40 years old. So they're not looking at the sign you.
Yeah. You're not on the pension and that.
You're not on the pension.
You know what I mean? You're not going to get to
I'll go blow my ACL and have about 5 discs. Maybe you can frame me a contract.
and grey hairs, cuz. And sign old players, you know what I mean? Nah, look, wallahi, this is what they should do, Fred. Let's before we wrap this up, we got to give our 2 cents on what they should do with JC. I think the 2026 jersey reveal
should have my face.
It should be all dark, and it should be you walking out. And fucking Carl Flanagan and shit. And they're both, and like we said, and they're both doing this with Rocky.
You know what they did with that?
That's what I don't know, cause it's my half sense.
Bloody,
go for it, tell us.
It should be bloody Shane Flanagan on his right, Carl Flanagan on his left, bloody JC in the middle, home away kit, fucking alternate kit, bro. That's how it should be.
Because they should make
all in black.
Now, you know how Channel 9 did the Jerome Luai, Nathan Cleary? Like, oh, it's a bit different this time. That's how exactly the same, but with you and...
This time, but we shake hands.
Bro, and can we just say, you don't like them as players or whatever, or coaches or whatever, or you're mad about them as players or coaches, but you don't know them personally, right?
I've said it a million times.
So you have no... this is not personal. What you say
and if you're going to be on TV, cuz, you're going to get criticised.
I've said it a million times.
I get criticised on a podcast, ya Allah. Fucking, you remember that one bloke that's like, brother, fix your freaking hair? I was like, what?
Like, bro, I've said it a million times.
It's getting too long, bro.
Yeah, I know.
No, but I've said it a million times. I said, I bet you he's the nicest bloke when it comes to in person, but don't play 7 for us. Get out. Leave.
Yeah, but you know what? Would you be upset if he was a bench player? Wallah, you won't. Would you be upset?
I forgot what I was even going to say. But
well, he can't be a bench player because he's went and signed Cook, and now Little's a bench player. And he's telling me he's the most consistent, so what's Little?
I think Shane Flanagan banked on Wallah.
As you said, it's not hard to be consistent.
Yeah.
He's the most consistent. It's not hard to be consistent when you're fucking shit every week.
Exactly.
Consistently shit.
You know what?
I wanted him to finish the line.
Flaxy, I'm going to let you say your piece, and I got one more thing to say, then we'll go on to the next thing. What do you think they should do with him?
Mate,
Content-wise, media-wise. I want your creativities.
Content-wise, I think they should just post on their thing that they're following you. And just a thing on their story saying following JC.
Yeah.
That's literally it. You know what was the craziest part about this for me? Shane Flanagan started following me after I made a video defending you.
Hey, if that's not Intel, cuz ASIO, a fucking Australian tax office, I don't know what that is.
Someone here needs to make a meme of like, you know, when a stranger calls, I can see you, and you're like, where the fuck are you?
But yeah, I think... Honestly,
somebody's watching me.
But yeah, honestly, I think
so. You just think simple. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Work with ya, and mate, just put it in the past.
Build a bridge.
Build a bridge.
Brother, can I ask you an honest question? If they came out and wanted to work with you and brought you in to meet the players and whatever, would you be as harsh on them?
Probably not, because now you're more intimate with them. So
Yeah.
It's more of a personal thing.
Have you noticed how I've not gone in on a couple of players because I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Don't insinuate nothing.
When it
Don't
becomes
name
a
any
personal,
names.
I'm not.
But
crap locker room. I'm just saying. I had a cough in that.
Fair, right? But I think they can definitely turn this negative situation into a positive.
It's still fixable.
But they've dug the hole and they're just sitting in the hole now.
And I'm telling you from now, wallah, I know Dragons fans, older Dragons fans, they're not going to get out of this hole, cuz. Because the club is just, khalas, it's locked in. You know what? And last thing, Freddie, they're lucky that they're not in Napoli. They're not in Spain, right? They're lucky it's not, I don't know if you remember Luis Figo. Was it Figo? He went from Barcelona to Madrid, and there was a pig head on the field. They're lucky that, they're lucky for so many things, cuz, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, wallah, I don't know. Like, they're lucky that the roof's not leaking and the fans aren't jinning every week with owners out. They're very, very lucky because that's sport, cuz, you know what I mean? Like, NBA, every sport is fucking crazy. Like, the fans are like, New York, bro.
NBA
New York Knicks, they bashed the shit out of some bloke wearing Halliburton shirt. They belted him. They threw bins on him.
NBA
right? I'm not saying that's right. Well, I'm not saying it's right. But This is sports. This is what happens. It can't like wallah. This is like what you did was nothing, cuz. If you're
Compared
in
to what
Napoli,
else happens,
Huh?
right? Compared
compared
else
to what?
happens.
Look at
Cuz
what they did with Nico Harrison and the Dallas Mavericks
Nah, he
after they
deserved
traded
that.
Luke.
Fuck him.
They deserved it, but like compared to what
No,
we're
but-
tame,
man,
Australia's
I'm-
tame.
I'm even looking at soccer. Like you watch football, cuz.
Yeah.
What, bro? The fans, what? If you fucking Xerxes for United missed a 1-on-1 there. Boo! They fucking want to throw shit at him.
I couldn't imagine someone going from Liverpool to United. He'd probably end up in a
Yeah,
box
and you
somewhere.
know what? It will be accepted.
Everyone will be like,
You know
good
what I
work.
mean?
Brother,
Bro,
Trent
even all the
went to-
pundits will be like, you did the right thing.
Trent went to Madrid
Trent
and they're like,
went to Madrid and he's copying that because he went to the best club in the whole world.
no, he's a rat. Well, he's a rat.
And
Still
he's
a
a
rat.
rat.
He's a rat.
He's a rat.
He's a rat. I'll
Why?
never respect him.
Hold your
He
hand.
left the
hold.
Premier League. He left
Endo,
the Premier
Wataru
League.
Endo took the corner quickly. I don't give a
well,
fuck. That's my two
Andy
cents.
Robertson do it.
Cause that's slack.
Nah.
He won Champions League, 2
I
leagues.
respect him for what he's done for
and
us.
then
but
and
that's
then
it.
you're fucking
I don't
booing
like
him.
twerkers, cuz. If you're
What
gonna twerk, I don't
twerkers?
like you. He's a twerker.
What?
What if he's a twerker?
If a
cuz?
suck left, I'd be like, cuz, thank you for
Yeah,
even
because
coming
you're
to this
Newcastle.
club.
You're Newcastle.
Thank
We're
you for
Liverpool.
even coming to this
This is the
club.
difference. You're Newcastle. We're Liverpool, cuz. It's a big difference.
big difference.
It's
Oh.
huge.
Trent, thank you for
Michael
what you've
Owen.
done.
Go
was-
Wrexham.
Quickly, Michael Owen would, wallah, I don't think, like, he would
No one
never.
in Liverpool accepts him.
They're like, bro, shut up. He'll be like, hi. He'll go to the fish and chip shop. Hi, shut the fuck up.
Shut up, get out. All
He
right,
just accepts his fake, cuz. He comes with a lunchbox when he's in Liverpool. So, yeah.
All right, my brother. So, Big JC, mate, you mentioned a vlog that you made. We all spoke about it a little bit. Was that something that you always had on the cards, or do you think it was this whole situation that gave you that idea? And did you have fun recording it? Tell us about the day that you went to Win Stadium to actually watch a win.
So, thanks, bro. I'm just gonna take this. Nah, so I know a lot of people only see me as like an online personality, and they see me as just a dumb, dirty dog that needs to go back to his own country. They just call me sand monkey. They call me the most outrageous thing. But honestly, I've got brains behind my head.
Imagine Carl Flanagan was Lebo. What the fuck would happen?
Oh, bro. They wouldn't even send him to Lebanon.
No, no.
He'd be on a boat somewhere. International waters.
No, but the bullying that comes with being a Lebo, cuz. It's
That's
so
what I mean.
normal.
Some bloke messaged me and he's like, go home, you sand monkey. I'm like, I would if I could, bro.
Yeah, I can't.
I can't.
I can't, bro.
Because people like you are bombing my place.
Cuz I get the message, cuz I was born at Renwick Hospital.
I was born in Auburn, cuz.
Yeah, why the fuck go back to my own country? Cuz
I was
this is
gonna
my
say-
own country.
I was gonna say just pause real quick. The stuff what we cop is a lot worse than what he's ever given to any player on any team.
Well,
Yeah.
no, way worse.
Bro, I get told to neck, man. Everyone gets in the media gets told to neck themselves.
Bro, did you
all
see the
time.
message I copped earlier this week?
Yeah, all the time. Cause I'm getting messages to neck myself because I'm affiliated with you.
Yeah, I'll leave, cuz. I'll leave. Yeah.
Fucking hell, bro. We're dying from Jason.
Nah, but
I got a tug on my back for protecting you. But cuz I'll take a bullet for you, cuz.
No, but in my head, I've always had this massive plan. It was all falling into its place until the Dragons went and fucked it with blocking my account and banning my account. So, initially, what I was meaning to do was to get the public on my side. Get people to feel sorry for me. Be like, oh, we feel sorry for this bloke. Let's start to like the Dragons a bit. So when the Dragons do well, it's like, oh, we're happy for the Dragons. You know, like the Warriors now, everyone's happy for the Warriors.
Yeah, yeah.
That was all
Sympathy
a part of my
club,
plan.
sympathy, yeah.
These fucking idiots went and ruined it. And all a part of it was taking it on the vlog, seeing the raw content of being a Dragons fan, see how it's like to be on the ups and downs. I low-key was hoping we were going to lose because then the rant afterwards...
You would have been alright.
the rant afterwards would have been amazing. But if you see, I made a video before then, just before, like, it's all in the vlog. I made a video before then on TikTok and it was like, there is no way the Dragons are losing. The NRL's now gotten involved in this case. If the Dragons lose, there's going to be a massive uproar. Shane Flanagan's going to have his head on the chopping board. And it's just going to be an ugly situation for no reason. And I said to everyone, don't be surprised if there's a controversial call where the referees are backing us up. And we have never had any referee back us up. We had a player sent off a few years back. Jason Riles got sent off for stepping on a play in the fucking scrum. That's how shit we get treated by refs. Tell me how he saw that. Tell me how the...
He didn't see. He couldn't
He
have
didn't
seen
see, he
that.
just went-
that touch on the line.
Shane Flanagan's job.
Fucking JC's annoying.
Flanagan's job. We're saving him. But no, the vlog was so fun. But I don't look back at my TikToks and laugh. But I look back at that vlog and I was pissing myself
Vlogs are
off.
mad, bro.
Because
Wallah.
I don't get to see what I'm like in the spirit of the game. I get really heated. There's people all around me that come up to me at the end of every single game saying, bro, we need more fans like you. You're so funny. I wish I went on the vlog at Manly. I'd be in Silverwater. I'd be in Silverwater.
Were
Because there was a bloke in Manly They were coming back, and then he turned around, and he looked like Ronald McDonald. He turned around, and he's like, yeah. I'm like, shut up, you fat bastard, sit down. And then I turn around, and then one of his mates has gone down, pulled his pants down, and he's got everything swaying left and right like he's an elephant. Because it was absolutely... imagine I had a vlog like that. It was absolutely...
I was going to say,
Yeah.
did you look back editing that and go, oh, nah.
Hey, there's about 50 minutes of raw content.
Because there's parts of this 30-second periods where it's muted. You need to put like music or something.
Yeah, so it's me celebrating.
Elevator music.
Yeah, when Val Holmes scored, it was when Lomax threw the ball back and Val Holmes scored. I'm not even going to attempt to even try and censor it.
Yeah, no point.
But all I can explain is we grabbed that 30 seconds there where I'm celebrating the try, muted the audio, and we just played like elevator music in the back. And you could see me jumping and pushing and punching.
Because why was it? You told me that you had Dragons fans, but you also had Parramatta fans, and you were giving it to them, right?
Yeah. So my cousin is a Parramatta fan, and on the way there, he's sitting there, and he's like, there is no way the Dragons are going to win with Flanagan in the team. And when we beat you, I'm pushing you down the hill. I'm like, all right, you little dog. You wait and see. You want to push me down the hill? First try. 2 minutes in. Not even. First set in. He went sliding down the hill. And you see, it just cuts off before he starts sliding because I don't want to get banned on TikTok, on YouTube for like violent behavior.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
Literally. And then I'll be an actual bully. But as soon as we scored, my cousin just goes feet first, bang, down the hill like that.
The Jack the Bell and stuff. Like, give us your take on that.
But
like, you met him. Have you met him before? Or was that the first time?
That was like my first time probably.
And did anyone else come up to you from the Dragons team?
That day?
Yeah.
No.
Only the Bellin.
So Cook looked us dead in the eye and he avoided our section completely. Even on the way out, he wouldn't even look at us. He was waving at everyone, didn't even look at us. The Bellin I've met a few times, but when I was younger, you know, when you go get autographs, like, who cares?
Yeah.
This is the first time. Oh, it's not the first player to. I'll tell you that. It's not the first player to come up to me and mention my content in a good way. But he came up to me. He's like, man of the people, bro. Gave me a hug. And I always speak highly of the Bellin. If you watch any of my content, this bloke's a club legend. The way he went through his whole career, he was at the time the best lock in the game. And then he had his little situation that he went through, and we backed him, and then he backed us by taking a pay cut to stay at the club and whatever. And I'm like to him, bro, I can't believe he left. And then he started crying. He's like, it wasn't my choice. It wasn't up to me. And like, I know a lot of people, even you, were saying like, it makes you emotional as a fan that someone that wears the badge on their heart.
Because
like,
you don't see it much anymore. Everyone's
They
just
don't
coming for a
care. He
paycheck.
wanted-
Everyone's coming to play a system, leave.
I don't know.
win.
I don't know the exact formalities of it, but before my account got taken down, I was having player managers tell me like the insights of the news of like, even like certain situations. They told me not to say things, but certain situations with certain players, they were telling me like it's not as true as the media makes it out to be. But I was told that the Bellin begged for 1 more year and then he'll retire. Just 1 year, bro. 1 year. And they told him, no, we're going to go and sign Zbele. We'll keep Michael Molo, Hamar, and then we'll go and get rid of a club icon who was 20 games away from getting the cap.
The most capped
most
Dragon,
capped,
right?
yeah.
And that's what you brought up to him, and you could tell as soon as he said you should have been given another contract, you should have been most cap. That's when
You can see
you
his
could see the emotions, because I know he wanted that record, and I feel like the whole no fault stand down policy
Took away from a
took
lot,
that
bro.
opportunity
Was it like,
away
what,
from
2
him, right?
years, was
Three.
it?
3 years where he didn't get to
Bro,
play.
for him to even come back and play footy, because even in a shit Dragon side, he stands
Because
out.
on top of that, he was proven innocent.
Yeah, that stain's always on his name for
Yeah,
no
so
reason.
3 years, he would have had that record and then some.
He would have
He
killed
missed
that
You know
record.
what?
70 games
You know
of
what it is,
football,
cuz
bro.
like maybe this is probably why we're not in that sort of business. But when I see a club legend, cuz in any sport, wallah, I think they should be given the choice. You retire at the club. Do you want to retire at the club? All right, you're gonna get this much amount. Khalas, that's it.
See, someone...
You don't want to see
Perfect
because
example, Josh Papali'i.
Yeah.
like what did the Raiders say to him? The Raiders said, "You want to play
The same
tomorrow?"
thing, 1 year, nah. See you later, bro. We can't do it. He's gone to Super League.
So,
But they should be like, listen, cuz, like you've done so much for us. There should be. I feel like that's what's been lost in sport. Should be that little element
The
of
legend
like,
contract.
fuck business. Like forget.
this is more than just
This
the
is
sport.
more than sport. Like this is what keeps the club going. Is the love. So let's just honor this little thing and go from there. You know what I mean? Like I
there's a
hate
couple-
see legends walk away and not retire at the club.
Yeah,
Look,
like
there's a
Josh
couple of
Jackson
things-
got
Yeah.
to retire at the club.
Yeah, Josh Jackson.
Josh
Gus is
Reynolds.
like, bro, you wanna think? All right, yalla, you're
Josh
a coach. Reynolds.
Brought him back for 1 year just so he could retire.
The guy couldn't
right?
even play. We went to the. Did you go to the Bulldogs game? We went when we seen
We went to
Ennis
the
and stuff.
Bulldogs game,
But the
yeah.
guy was. I don't know how he played.
Played in cup, he didn't play in the actual first grade.
Yeah.
No, he played
No,
first
he
grade.
didn't play first grade. He played
Oh, he played the
reserve
cup,
grade.
but he was just like, he played for like 10, 15. It wasn't even a long stint. Because he still walked out in Belmore and he still played. Even if it was for the New South Wales or whatever it is, he still played, cuz. And you know what? Yeah, and I was like, you know what, bro? And I missed his first round. You know, when he left at Belmore, I missed it. I got to go to that one. It was like, bro, I always remember that shit.
I promise you, there would not have been one Dragons fan to complain about the
No
Bellerin
way,
signing.
but that's what I'm saying.
And for nothing, no money. What's the risk involved, you know?
Someone brought this up to me. They're like, there should be like a special thing like in the salary cap that if this bloke's like on
Yeah,
his
they
deathbed and he's going to like for one more year, there should be like cap relief just for him.
No, but I think
Yeah.
the NRL anyway
The NBA has something like that.
Yeah, the
so
NBA
they have the veteran minimum, which is different to a league minimum, and
They still
we
get paid, yeah,
they get paid the veteran minimum, but it's a little bit more, right? But you can also do something like that where you can, for a guy that's been there for over 5-10 years, you can pay a bit more than everybody else can, and part of it will get absorbed by the cap. There's plenty of ways to go about it, and yeah, it actually hurt a little bit seeing how cut up he got by it.
Bro, you know, I got
Next to
emotional. I don't know if you heard it properly, but my voice started to
Yeah,
crack.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, I'm sorry, bro.
Bro,
I
I would have done the same thing in that situation, right?
bro,
'Cause
I never expected a
So
player
he
to
joined
cry.
the Dragons. Hold on, bro. He debuted for the Dragons in 2011, the year after they won the premiership. He stuck through all that khara, all that barely,
Just to get flicked off at the end.
just to get flicked off at the end. And like I've watched him ever since I was like 10, 12 years old, and like he was one of the best coming through. He was one of our boys, bro. He came through the ranks. We all watched him come through the ranks. He was on his way to being like iconic for the Dragons, like the most capped ever.
That's crazy. Even you saying that, I know there's a lot of Dragons legends, cuz. For
Bro,
him to be the most capped is crazy.
That's
to
what
me.
I mean. Like Dragons, like they're meant to be like a prestigious club. We've lost that prestige touch
Long time ago, I think,
a
as well.
very long time ago. But like, and for me, for like someone that I grew up watching a lot, and then he's turned around and gotten emotional because of what I said, bro. I started to get emotional. I'm like, bro, I didn't mean to make you cry. I was saying it in a way like I'm supporting you.
But you know what? No, you like Wallahi, for wherever he
knew- and he
goes,
said he
you
knew
always
it.
support him.
Yeah,
He
I
said he
told
knew
him.
it.
And I told him, I'm like, off camera, I go to him, bro, even if you go to Parramatta, even if you go to the Bulldogs, I'm going to support you wherever you go. And he turned around and like full tears coming down his face. He's like, bro, I love you.
Haram, bro. Fucking.
The man of the people.
Man of the people.
motherfuckers.
See what I mean, bro? Shane. Yeah, look at what, bro? Fucking Shane, bro. I wanted him at the club. He was going to teach his son. Kahish, bro. Balit the back.
Yeah, we dodged the ball there. We got
You
good
and your
camps
son.
around
What, are you going to
that.
ban me from Dragons? I don't like him anyway, cuz.
And I got one last quick question because I've obviously been able to, me and Flaxy have been able to reap the benefits of this Suey too. How's the fan support been? Have you had a lot of people coming up to you at
Best
the games
thing, yeah,
asking
wallah.
for photos? It's the best thing in the world,
At the
right?
footy is next level. But going to Guzman today and I'm trying to get a feed in Echerdini. I'm going to 5 doc. And some bloke that's 55 years old goes, don't let him silence you. I'm like, yeah, it's gone too far now. Not too far. I actually enjoyed the
That
interaction.
man is the biggest free speech merchant.
Imagine him on a walking stick and he pointed at you. Don't let him silence you.
It was the
And he
funniest
always
thing.
stuck
I
there.
turned around to him and I'm like to him, I won't.
It is the funniest thing. Some of the interactions you'll get is the best things, man. It's the best thing.
Sometimes it gets a bit creepy, straight out.
I've
Like,
never
I-
had a creepy one
Wallah,
ever.
Oh,
wallah,
can
I
I tell
was-
you a story, please? Can I tell you a story?
Bro, far away.
Listen, we were playing Newcastle at Cogra, and I don't know how this man, he's a nice man. I know he's a big viewer of, I call him a super fan, and all my mates call him a super fan. We were playing Newcastle at Cogra, and I rocked up and I walked up the hill, and this is when I started to gain a bit of traction, and like a lot of people, JC, can I get a photo? I'm walking up the hill, and some bloke, I swear he had spawned. He had fallen out of the sky onto me. JC, I follow you on TikTok, Instagram. I subscribe to your YouTube, 10 in the bin, showing me his phone. And he goes to me, Lazza alayhi. He said
Tell us
to me, can I stand next to you for the rest of the game?
What are you going to say?
What am I going to say? Cuz go fuck yourself.
No.
You're the reason I'm here. And he stood there. And he kept like dragging me and like, you know the
That's
worst
all
part
good, yeah.
about it? He goes, I don't go for Dragons. I don't go for Knights. I go for Eels and I live in Campbelltown. I had to catch 3 trains and 2 buses to come see you. Fast forward until on Saturday. I'm walking up the hill and people, I swear to you, people are chanting, free JC, free JC. Who spawns? The same bloke. And he's in the vlog. You'll see if you go in the vlog, there's like a split second where there's like a bloke standing there just going. And I'm like, bro, please just give me my space. Like, I know you enjoy me and whatever.
Yeah,
but
I think that's the ugly part of it,
Yeah,
really. But hold on, bro. They're just
and
fans.
like, honestly, I still give him his interaction. I still speak to him and whatever. But I still need my personal space. Like
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
Well, we're gonna have
we're
to deal
all
with it,
human.
cuz. You're gonna have to deal with it, bro.
Right, I deal with it because
He's the
I
best
would
at it.
literally just every time. Cars come.
He's the
Cars
best at
come
it.
every
You know,
time.
me, cuz
Yeah.
after free pop, I'm like, wallah, I love you, Zor, but
Yeah, I have never
I
said
just
no
wanna
to
watch the game and have a
photos.
cigarette.
I have never ever said no to
Nah,
photos
not
because
to
at the
photos.
end of the day, the way I see it is like, imagine you grow up, you're watching a footy player, and then you're waiting to meet him, and then they flick you off. You'd be devastated.
Right
To
hook.
us, like we're just, I know we see ourselves as normal humans, but to these kids and these people, we might be everything for
Because
them.
I'm still cut. I met Gary Neville in Qatar, and I'll never.
He brushed him off. He brushed him off.
I'll never. I'm still dirty.
Could you imagine someone
no.
saying a story like that about me?
No, because I'm just like you know, when you approach normal,
Yeah.
like full normal, cuz. Like, I'm not a child, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm a freaking
A
Zud
grown
now.
man
Yeah, I'm a
coming
grown
up to
man,
you.
cuz. I'm like, how are you, you know? And Jeff Shreves was there, you know, the FIFA
Yeah,
commentator. And nicest guy, Jeff Shreves. I was like, can we take a photo? He's like, yeah. And like, very aggressive guy, cuz. And after all of it, I'm like, is this because I fucking support Liverpool, Agri? Like, and I said it straight to him. But I was like, yeah, nah, after it, cuz I was so dirty, bro. Even I look better now, I'm like, fucking salty cunt.
I'm never, because I had that interaction with like Robbie Farrow, bro. But I'm not even gonna go into that. But I just wanted some acknowledgement.
Hey, you on James Graham's the other day,
Yeah, I know. I'm getting my fair share of it. But I used to work at the Bay Run. Like I was doing like a construction project there, and he was just running around the Bay Run like every morning. Well, I'd say, hey, what's up, Robbie? Every morning, nah, like they're not even acknowledging my existence.
You know who I
Then
want to
ask
acknowledge my existence?
Mitch Kenny.
Mitch Kenny.
I don't even want him to acknowledge my existence.
Fuck
Don't
that
make
guy.
me get the photo up.
Fuck that guy
But,
too,
bro,
bro.
I'm not, man, it's the best Finny, and like the way I see it is if like a few minutes of my time, a few seconds of my time can make somebody happy
And their
make
whole
someone
day happy.
smile. Fuck, man, that's so worth it for me, right? But I'm the type, bro. I'll take it to another level because I'm a bothered cunt, bro. Like the amount of times I've gone to games with people, then on the way out, I'm getting pulled up and people ask me for photos and people want to chat. And I just say, brother, just go. I'll find my own way home. I do that so much at ANZ. At
Yeah,
Acor.
every time we're together, he's like, bro, I'm like, alright, all good.
you wanna
I
laugh?
will genuinely sit with these guys and speak to them for hours and hours. And some of these people I've met are like legitimate friends of mine now because I gave them more than their 10 minutes of time.
Bro, just quickly, you want to laugh? I got more love at the Dogs game than the Dragons game.
Of course
The
you
game
did.
finished at 9:45. It took me till 10:30 to walk down the stairs into the Akhu Sharmuta gate that was right in front of me. And I enjoyed every single interaction because everything was a little bit spicy and a little bit this and a little bit that. And
They're
super
gonna have
fans,
your back, cuz. You know
And
what I
that
mean?
was the day it happened. That was the day everything unfolded.
everything had happened.
So we were in the Trident Lounge a little bit far away from. I was separated from the main like ticketed areas.
Yeah.
So I had to go out, run all the way. Like I have a torn ACL by the way, but I knew I only had half-time levels of time, like 10, 15 minutes or whatever. So I went out of the stadium, then back into the stadium, ran until I went to his gate all the way on the other side of the fucking stadium. And he's just getting swarmed. All I wanted to do is give him a hug and tell him in person, cuz it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right, you mad cunt. And then I had to run all the way back. But even when running, I would stop to take a photo or I'd stop to speak.
Yeah.
Bro, we were 10 minutes into the second half, and I was
what
like, where the
rocked up.
fuck is this man? Yeah, nah,
Joe's swapping.
We're substituting in. Joe's coming in, but JC's obviously staying. And we're talking about the Dogs game right now, so we might as well, because he wanted to actually watch two half decent teams play. So he came to the Dogs game. I don't even know why you were there, so I guess I'm just assuming he wanted to watch some good teams play. My goodness, was he in for a fucking special game of
best
football?
game
That
of
was
the
one
year.
Game
not
of the
only
year, in my
was not
opinion.
only was that one of the best games of the year, that was one of the best games I've ever watched live, and that somehow, that's up there with like Dogs vs Para, like 2022 as one of the most entertaining games of football I've ever watched at that stadium. Combank is one of the best places to watch rugby league in the entire fucking world. All right, because it is like even if there's 10,000 people, 15,000 people, it sounds like there's 50. And you're so close to the game, you hear every hit. Man, I'll tell you something about this game. Even though it was 8-6, it was fucking entertaining. And these guys were whacking the absolute fuck out of each other. You heard every bit of contact. Bro, we were sending kick after kick to Brian To'o and belting this guy. And you could hear it from all the way from... We were sitting on the opposite side of Brian To'o and you could still hear Brian To'o getting hit and breaking every tackle still because he's a beast. But that was an amazing game to the point where I felt like it was a privilege to watch these two teams going at it with like finals level intensity. It was more than just a game of football. And even though we lost, I had an absolute blast watching this game.
Bro, I was telling you at the game, just like no one deserved to lose that game. It was I think it's the best game of rugby league I've ever watched in person. But just to see the defense, you see the game on Friday night, complete different. Same type of scoreline 20 minutes in, completely different. This game was a defensive masterclass, and everyone, mate, it was just so good to watch in person. So good to watch with you as well. Obviously, I was with Fred at the game, and we were giving each other shit. And, mate, I'm just glad we got up on top.
JC, how did you find it as a neutral? Are we just glazing our own teams and being biased
As
here?
a neutral, I promise you, I sat there in awe in every single... I haven't seen Connor Tracy put on a hit like that in his entire career. Those 2 try-saving tackles were absolutely unreal. I see...
He was thinking what it was like to wear a blue or white or black jersey.
Honestly, and like in the time of the game, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking like, this is going to be a memorable game. This is what we're going to see in finals footy. These are 2 final teams. And like, the only difference between the 2 teams is Penrith had a game winner in their spine and Dogs don't. Well, you signed one, Galvin, but your game winner is Crichton. And Crichton was a bit off his game because McLean, I don't know, locked him up, bro.
Washed him as
He
a...
absolutely locked
Mate,
him
look,
up.
I don't look. I think it was a really even battle, man. But you don't expect it to be an even battle against a 19-year-old,
No,
right?
in terms of like locked him up, like compared to every other, like compared to Sebastian Chris against Canberra, when Sebastian Chris had his back turned to him.
Yeah.
But no, like the hits that were happening, the defensive master, and all it took was a Cleary, like just an extra effort to win the game. It was unreal. Like there were so many chances. The Dogs and like no one hates the Dogs more than me. I'll tell you right now, no one hates the Bulldogs more than me. And I stood up and I was clapping for everything they were doing because my mates are all Dogs fans. This is how I ended up at the game. They're all Dogs fans, and like I was completely neutral that game. And that game, I walked out, posted the video. I'm like, Penrith, you're going to be a real problem in September. I wrote you off last month. You're a problem next month.
Yeah, I would want to verse them. I don't want to verse them in finals, man, because if they're going to play like that, like that's the Penrith we've been used to for the last 4 years. And like Tom and Eddie were saying, like, fucking Penrith. If I had to see another Melbourne Penrith grand final after all this shit, I'm going to be fucking pissed off. And I agree. I don't want another Melbourne Penrith grand final. I want something a little bit different. But they're in the contenders now, man. They're in that list of contenders. A lot of people were clowning me because I had Brisbane. And I'd still have Brisbane, especially after this week. I think Broncos and Panthers are going to make a late run. They're going to be in the 8. And this final series is going to be incredibly competitive. And anyone, pretty much 6 teams in that top 8, can go on and win it. But I'm pretty certain that you guys won't be in the top 8, unfortunately.
We're equal 8th right now.
I know, but look at who you have coming up, bro.
We have a tendency to beat the teams we shouldn't. We've beaten Melbourne,
Yeah.
Manly in Brookvale, Brisbane in Brisbane, and then we're going to lose to like, Parramatta in Parramatta with the broken leg Lomax.
But no, it was a mad game, man. I had an absolute blast. It really just came down to, look, a lot of people were fucking blaming Lachlan Galvin, which I just do not understand whatsoever. He made like one mistake in this game, and it was like the first thing he did on our side. He fell for the arguable goat's fucking dummy. Can you? He's coming off the bench. The guy's never come off the bench in his life. He's come off the bench. He's got to get into the game, and bloody Nathan Cleary's targeting him. Got him with a dummy, made a line break. All right, but he made up for it, made the tackle, made a few big defensive plays. I honestly think our attack looked a tiny little bit better with him on, but it's just the forwards weren't rolling when he came on, right? And it's just that adjustment period. He's got to get into the game. Now, me personally, we lost because of a charge down. It was really good IQ and awareness to realize that every Bulldogs player was in front of the fucking ball.
Mate, the
which
IQ
meant
on him.
that Matt Burton can only do one of two things: run and kick. And he's kicking on fourth tackle, which it's always a good play. And I've never seen a kick of Matt Burton's get charged down like that on fourth. But Nathan Cleary, mad awareness. That was the difference, bro. A footy mind. That's what won it. Well, that's what won him the game. And I feel like even with I think Lachlan Galvin played all right. And I think the real reason we lost this game, if I could pinpoint anything, because every one of these players played great on both ends. I can't shit talk anything. All I can say is it was a coaching decision why we lost, and it wasn't the decision to take Reid off. It wasn't a decision to take him off so early. I would have left him on.
I think he was actually playing.
He was
quite
playing one of his better games,
Yeah,
and I think I would have left him on at least to the 60-minute mark, and that's when I would have brought Lockie in, right? But I wouldn't have even brought on Lockie for Reid because Reid was playing so well. But I think the decision that made us lose this game, and I'll stand by this, is switching the wingers. Now, you guys in the past historically have switched wingers against us a lot because you know that Matt Burton likes to kick straight on, and Biz is playing, you move him to the right wing against Matt Burnham's left straight on kick, so that Biz is the one taking back Matt Burnham's kicks for those extra meters. Now, this time around, we switched our wingers, and we moved Karaz to the left side, and I feel like we did that to try and counteract the Biz's, fucking legs fucked, and he's shorter and not that good in the air. So the way we were thinking is like, oh yeah, get Karaz, who's good in the air. Let's try and get him to win a contest against Bizza. And we moved Marcelo Montoya to the right. Now, we haven't done this all year. Marcelo hasn't played a game on the right since fucking his debut, bro. You know what I mean? He's not very good on the right. He hasn't played on the right for a while, and he doesn't play on the right next to Critter ever. So there was no chemistry. And you could tell they looked a little bit disjointed in attack. In defense, they were solid. And obviously, they all made their run meters. But Karaz looked a little bit worse for wear on the left side compared to what he's usually like. And Marcelo didn't quite look himself on the right side, letting balls bounce, etc. And he's just either overrunning or underrunning certain players, right? And I feel like if we had switched them to their regular sides and they were on their regular side, we would have scored one, maybe two tries on that right side. And Critter and Karaz just have a really good connection. And the fact that we severed that by switching the two wingers sort of screwed us up. And in my opinion,
allowed our players to stand
we
out.
win that game. Let's say it was 8-6, that final pass, that last play, we had just shot to bits. Our old mate was unmarked on the right side, but he was just way too behind the play. If Karaz was there, he would have been in the right spot. I think Crichton would have got that ball to him. Bang, we score, win the game. That would have been up there. That would have been the greatest game I've ever watched in my life if we did win that game, because although it would have just been the perfect fucking finish to that game for us. But instead, you got the perfect finish, and I had to eat my Bay Vista ice cream upset.
Right. See, Fred, you beat me right to that point, because I was going to bring that up as well. When I think it wigged me out at first. When I saw them on the opposite side, I was thinking, why? What's this decision? Because Montoya can go body for body against Bizza. It'd be a fairly somewhat even contest. Obviously, Bizza's a bit shorter, stockier, but it's still somewhat even. And I want to echo your point. I think in that final play, Karaz just knows that Crichton's going to try and throw that last pass. If Karaz gets that ball, if that's game, I think we probably win. And we're sitting here talking about top of the table, we beat Panthers. It'd be a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
Again,
shout out to Penrith, man. Your day
I was going to say, your defense.
I have to say this, and I mean this wholeheartedly. I don't know how many Dogs games you've watched this year, but I shit you not, that was the best we've attacked all year.
Easily.
Was the
Without a
fucking
doubt.
offloads that we were making, everything, bro, the second, third, fourth phase, everything was flowing so amazingly, with and without Galvin on the field. It was flowing so amazingly, and I understand why Serraldo brought Galvin on so early, because that game was fucking calling for Lockie. And we look dangerous with Lachlan too. I don't understand the blame they're pinning on a 19-year-old kid who's new to the team. His first fucking loss. Immediately they're trying to start drama with articles and all this shit.
They're trying to divide the team.
Bro, fuck this shit. I know the club's not listening to this shit. And I know Lockie's picked this system up pretty quickly. And I think he's going to be starting this week, even though Matt Burton's available. I think they're going to put Burton in the centres just for this week.
Well, they can't have no choice.
Yeah, we just sort of have to do it, right? But I honestly think that was the best we attacked all year. I think the attack would have been even better if we didn't have the two wingers swapped, because there were a couple dodgy errors towards the end when we started to get fatigued. I just don't think those errors don't happen. Maybe those offloads hit the fucking where they're meant to be. I don't know, but overall, especially that first 50 minutes, the attack was flowing. We got so close to scoring on many occasions. So did you, but both defenses were just on one.
That's what I was going to go on about. The defense in that game was insane. I was telling you this at the game, the scramble defense, when we would potentially getting a line break, and then you guys just swarmed us. Like, we just couldn't get anything going. We couldn't get a line break going for a long time. And just the way you guys were defending and the way we were defending, everything about what both teams were doing was 99% perfect. There was just those one small minute errors that did then cause a try or then cause a line break or whatnot. And I think it's the best you guys have played all year. It's the best defense we've played all year. And it was a finals game.
Even your attack was amazing. Like you could have scored a couple on that on our defense.
If it was
But
against
Connor
any other
Tracy-
team,
Bro,
Connor Tracy with 2 mad.
Bro, Connor Tracy hasn't done that all year, but he was playing like he was fucking pissed, right?
He was
Well,
like,
like-
he was
it
like,
was like prime
give
Luke
him a
Patton,
fucking
yeah.
drug
So-
test. He was
But
on steroids or
he's
something. That's how
reminding me of
fucking.
Luke Patton a lot. Like all reliable, solid,
Yeah.
same shit every game. Like you know we're gonna get from Connor Tracy now, and I'm hearing people saying Yongi's better than him. People saying fucking like Gutherson's better than him. I think Connor Tracy's a top 8 fullback in the NRL right now, man.
Yeah.
And he's proving it. And that was his second best game for the club, minus that game against Brisbane last year.
We went off the rails.
I think we verse any other teams this week, and we play like that. Both teams wins this.
Yeah,
By a
yeah.
long
I think
margin.
we both
Well,
would
I
have
read
13
this,
plus
We both-
Melbourne.
That's what I was going to say.
I read this comment that I think echoes what we're talking about perfectly. No other side in the competition hangs with Penrith tonight except for us, being the Dogs. But no other side could keep up with the Dogs except for Penrith.
Yeah. We were both. That was
Poor Dragons.
that
fans.
was
disagree.
that was peak rugby league from we've seen from either team this
Exactly.
season.
Well, I want to get your opinion over who was better, in your opinion, that game.
It was better. I think
Attack,
it was.
defensively, everything.
It's hard to split it.
Yeah,
I think they were both evenly matched. I think the Dogs had better chances to score because they were creating a lot of space on the edges. It's just the wingers, like even Kiraz, when the ball was rolling and he just dropped it. Do you remember
Yeah.
on the halfway line when it was rolling? It was like very uncharacteristic. But in terms of like anyone else, I think you put a proper attacking team because Dogs aren't, let's face it, they're not a top 4 attacking team.
well, statistically, what are we? 3rd or 4th?
I think we're like, yeah, we're up there.
I think we're up there in terms
I
of
think
points
if you put a
scored.
Melbourne against that that Penrith team where they've got 4 or 5 sets on the line, they find the try easily.
But they couldn't find the try against you, right?
Yeah, but we're different. We're all different. We got Cole in our team, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
But I get it. Like, but even now, Melbourne haven't been attacking like Melbourne. They looked good against the Cowboys. They looked good in certain games this year, but for the most part, they have been struggling to get to that point where they're in the red zone. And when they haven't been as clinical and they don't have as many weapons as they usually do, they are milking the crap out of Eli Katoa right now the last couple of weeks. We're going to talk about him a little bit later, but overall, that was an amazing game. And we'll wrap it up there because we don't want it to go too long.
Of course.
But it was an amazing game. Everybody knows it. But I just want to say a fucking shout out to Grant fucking Atkins, you sick cunt. All right? This bloke fucker put the whistle away, especially in that second half, and let the game flow. And that was the best refereed game all year. Mate, the game just flowed. They let the boys play. The 10 meters was always good. Mate, everyone was getting the same calls. I couldn't even look at a fucking play and whinge. I was barely yelling at the ref. I only yelled, get him onside in the first tackle of the game. And I think that game was so amazing. And it was testament to how good the refereeing
Look,
was.
There was
just
one
so
call.
happy.
One call, and that was the Brian To'o penalty.
Yeah, that was the only one that I didn't agree with. I didn't think that was a penalty.
Yeah.
And it would have annoyed me for us to tie up the game because of that call. Because I think the hit was clean. He got him under the armpits or same level as the armpits, but his head's whiplashed into his shoulder.
Yeah, look, I'm happy with that refereeing as well because like any other ref, and there would have been maybe at least 2 sin bins in that game for a couple.
Did you
of
watch that
calls.
game back?
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
In hindsight, do you take the 2 there?
Of course.
I would have taken the 2.
I would have given Matt Burton the kicking tee, take the 2.
Of course.
Yeah, I would have taken the 2. Even if you miss it,
You get the ball back.
you don't want to fucking die wondering, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, we nearly fucking scored. But I know we dropped the ball and shit and then nearly scored. But I would have had a crack. If you miss, who cares? Like, you's missed, right?
Hit the post.
I can't believe this. I've said
That
I said
was
this on the
insane.
previous pod.
Like, what the fuck?
I'm
couldn't believe
talking.
that.
I'm talking to Fred. He was like, "Watch him miss this." And I was like, "Shut
Why
up,
were you going
Fred."
for the goal there?
Yeah,
Big
that,
4-point
no,
game.
because no.
It was the waste of time.
We were saying that shit too because that was bullshit.
Yeah.
I would have not wanted my team to take it.
No
Yeah,
way.
so
I turned to my mates and I'm like, that's a game losing play.
I
I said
I
that
was
to you. I
glad.
was like, I don't know. Don't take the 2. Don't take
And
the
I
2
said-
because we would go up 4, and then
we get the ball back.
They get
And
the
we
ball
can-
back, and all they
we
need to
can-
do is convert a try.
Yeah, we can just get the ball. We're going to get the ball back at some point in that game. If we don't get it off the short kickoff, we have some mad athletes in the short kickoff.
You would've got it off the short
Critter, like, I'm banking us to at least come
Their
close
wingers
to
can't
it.
jump.
All right? But here's the thing, right? And I literally said it when he said that. I know, but I reckon he's going to miss it. and he fucking missed it.
And
But
all
not
he
only
is-
he doesn't miss it like a normal miss. He fucking misses it off the post, and it's bouncing. And there's more scramble,
Yeah.
and we don't know what the fuck's
Martin
going on
really caught it
because
for
we're on
the
the other
mistake.
side of the field. We're on the 20 of the other side, right? So we're just like, what the fuck? And it's just if that was just the additional fucking cherry on top of an amazing game. But I just listen. We'll always bag out the fucking referees when they're shit because they can't silence us about talking shit about the referees, can they? But I'm also gonna fucking give credit when it's due to
Flowers
a great
deserved.
refereeing performance. Fuck you, Ashley Klein.
Well done.
Grant Atkins should be ref, and he's been getting better. Wyatt Raymond's been getting better. Todd Smith's been getting better. Low key, the only bad refs are the
Ashley
ones that
fucking
Free the
Klein.
G, bro.
the-
Free the G.
Listen, the NRL doesn't like Adam G right now, but the rest of the boys are picking up their slack.
Ashley Klein,
But here's the thing: the
That's
worst
Jared Sutton.
referees are the ones the NRL regards the highest, Jared Sutton and Ashley Klein.
And
They're
how's
the
he
two
got game
worst.
3 again?
Who knows?
I'm telling you,
Consistency.
consistently.
Moisturizer on hands.
Yeah. But something else I've noticed from the Panthers-Dogs game. So at certain points, a big thing that decided was sometimes the bounce of the ball. Unfortunately, at times, it didn't favour the Dogs. It is what it is. Like, if Montoya's kick, if that ball bounces in, Cryan probably does score the try and it's a different outcome. And then off the Cleary charge down, that ball bounces out, it's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, we had that bounce when Thingo kicked it. Yeah.
Kick out charged it down as well. The ball went backwards.
Even when Cleary kicked it and it bounced out of Montoya's, almost bounced out of Montoya's
Yeah, that
hand.
was too.
It was the bounce of the ball. Just ultimately, it reminded me a bit of that Manly game in the first week of finals. Just the bounce of the ball would have changed the outcome. Mainly that Montoya kick that Cryan almost scored off.
Yeah, that would have been a mark. Not everybody can be Marky Mark, mate. That was what we said when that
It looked
happened.
like
That's what we
Marky Mark.
said.
Yeah. Not everybody can be Marky Mark, mate.
But just to wrap it up, bruh, I can't wait for this game to be able to call. It's on a Thursday night again, which is
No.
absolutely.
No, what is this?
It's because,
shit?
Channel,
This
it's
should-
because
What are you
Channel
talking
9 want the
about?
rights. So
Who
Channel
cares
9.
about a call? A call's the worst viewing stadium
No,
on
no.
earth.
No, it's Thursday.
It's on a Thursday. What's
Thursday
bad about it?
again.
It's on a
Worse, it's even
Thursday.
worse.
Bro, this should be Saturday or Sunday Arvo
It's
or
because-
fucking. This should
Friday,
not
8
be
PM.
on Thursday.
It's
bro.
because Channel 9
You
want
guys
the
need to
rights
move-
and Channel 9 get the
But you
Thursday
guys need
night
to move
rights.
away from a call, man. How
But
good
it's
was
not
that
gonna
experience
I
at
know,
Combank?
I know. It
Oh,
was
Combank was
amazing, right?
unreal.
And we got a game at Allianz because to celebrate the 90
Against Manly.
the fucking
The 30th anniversary.
yeah, they
of
had
the-
it 30 anniversary.
Oh, you guys get a
I'll
home
be
game at
there.
Allianz?
Yeah, it's our
so-
home game, round
yeah.
21.
So that's gonna be fucking
got
gone.
that.
Who's verse?
Mainly, it's in honor of us
So I-
beating them in a 99
so
grand final.
Oh.
when
we
we
were-
were fifth.
We were talking about going to that game, but we'll have to see what
I
happens.
I already
might
got my
have to go
tickets.
to that
Yeah,
game.
I might have.
Oh.
I might be with. I might
I was
be
going
with
to say the Hello Sport boys.
Yeah, it's
would def-
potential.
I already got my
But-
tickets.
If they don't
I
have
can't
nothing
wait.
on that day, then yeah, that's what we'll be going. But we've lost every single time we've played Thursday, and that's it.
That's only
And
three
the sad
losses.
thing is, our next game is against them on a Thursday.
Yeah.
And then that's our there's no finals games on Thursdays.
No,
are there?
no.
Yeah.
It's all
And sh-
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And shout out to the Panthers because like, look, out of all the top 8 teams, Raiders haven't versed them yet. We've beaten you guys. We lost to the Storm by 6, but we lost Nathan Cleary early. We beat the Wars. We beat the Broncos. We lost to the Roosters, but we also beat them. And we only lost to the Dolphins. We are now in the top
You
8.
still haven't beaten us either.
Yeah,
We haven't versed this.
Virtually round
Still on the
27.
field.
True.
Stupid AI draw, but
True.
Yeah,
my man,
over in Canada they do it or something. Like it's a
Man,
Canadian
Fucking
game.
how
losers.
scary? Who will want to verse us in the top 8? That's all I'll say.
Also, I know you said it already, Fred, but shout out Connor Tracy, man. I was so impressed with his performance. Like I had to mention it. Connor Tracy, outstanding.
We had some sick battles. The fullback battle, Edwards and Connor Tracy were amazing. The center battle, both of them were amazing. Critter and
Kick
McLean,
out versus
good on
Martin
him.
was pretty good.
Yeah, but then Cleary v. Burton was also really good. They were chatting shit to each other in the game. The cameras didn't really see it. Bro, there was one play where it was on the far side of where we were on the 20, but Nathan Cleary's walked up and fucking shoved Matt Burton right in the face and pushed him away. And I'm like, does that mean Matt Burton's like talking? Because I don't even know what this bloke sounds like, and he's my favorite player in the
Burton
whole
doesn't
world.
even talk shit.
But he was
cleanly,
talking
except for-
shit.
Except for Mitch Moses.
No, he was talking shit.
Oh.
Because Nathan wouldn't just push him out of nowhere, away from the ball.
Even Crichton and Casey were having a bit of a back and forth.
Oh, no, yeah, Casey started it, I think, because he's G'd up. And I think it's mad to see that teams are actually lifting against us because we're now a top team in
That's
the
it. We've
comp,
become
right?
that status. And
So that's mad. They're circling our game on the
they're
calendar.
penciling it in.
They're doing a Zac Lomax.
Pencil it in.
Pencil
this
in,
your ad.
And also, another thing about how far the Bulldogs have come. Over the last 3 years, we versed Panthers. In 2023, we get belted like 42 to like 28. And then we versed them last year, 16-10. We only scored in the last minute. And then this year, it goes all the way to literally the final play. That's our progression in the span of 18 months.
Yeah, good on them, boys. What a team. We'll move on to the next game, boys. It was an absolute... There was so many stinkers.
This
But
was like
this
the
one
stinker
was
of all
the
stinkers.
number one stinker. I swear there was no try until like the last minute of the first
The last
half.
15 seconds.
Yeah, Manly v Tigers at 4 Pines. The Tigers lost Jerome Luai to that boil infection. So, this game was already looking dead. I actually tipped the Tigers, but when I heard that Luai was out last minute, I just couldn't back him. But look, it's starting to look a bit grim. I think it's 6 losses on the trot now for the Tigers.
6 on the trot.
They fucking needed that win, Manly, and Turbo was playing in the centres.
Garrett
Lehigh
on the
was
wing.
yeah, Lehigh was playing fullback. Turbo, mate, got his welcome to the centres from Jarrell Skelton. Literally got headbutted, cuz. A headbutt tackle. He hit him like a raging bull, cuz.
That was awesome.
Right, he hit him so hard that Jarrell Skelton had to go. Like, didn't he have to
He
go
got
out of
HIA because
HIA?
he fucking ran into him with his head.
He used his head.
Yeah, so, but look, he sort of opened up towards the end. I want to give a big shout out to Latu Fainu, bro. He was really good in this game. Was really testing Lehigh and their back three just with all these bombs on it. And Adam Dwight too, bro. His bombs were amazing, man. And I'm low-key, I know he's a Lebo, and then
not
we
that.
could consider him. You use the word terrorist. I don't want to use that word.
No, I was thinking of a different thing. I'm thinking of Lehigh doing the splits.
Yeah,
I don't think we should be
Lehigh.
putting a Lebo and a bomb in the same sentence.
But Lehigh, mate, he was getting peppered, bro.
What was that splits thing?
No,
What-
the
which one
splits, and what was the dumbest challenge of
Oh,
all
that
time?
was the worst. Match
Literally,
fixing.
I don't know if you saw it, because it was like it was match fixing.
Which one
Like
was it? I watched
Lehigh
that game.
full knocked the ball on,
I tried to challenge
and
it.
then it hit the ball, and then he kicked it.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then he's
yeah,
like
yeah.
trying to challenge it as if he drop kicked the ball. I'm like, can't fuck off.
Yeah, no.
You lost the ball. Why would you challenge that? Maybe he also got put in a chokehold by his cousin, his first cousin, like his dad did. But overall, I'm not really harping on about this game too much because it was that shit.
But that's what I'm saying.
I fell asleep towards the
Yeah,
end of that game.
if you miss this game, be thankful. That's
Yeah,
what
I was
I'm
gonna
saying.
say, you can
Don't rewatch it. I had to sit there and watch it like it was like that slow rain torture shit. I wasn't even talking about rugby league half the time because I just wanted to keep the audience engaged.
Game was so
But
bad.
you look at the comparison between game one on the Thursday night, low scoring, and that low scoring, and you can tell the difference. You look at, just to go back on the Panthers game real quick, the amount of people that were seeing the low scoring game say, oh, it must have been a shit game, mate.
Didn't
Wait,
watch
did you
it.
see how many
Didn't
of your
watch it.
fans walked out and said that was a boring game?
I couldn't believe that. I saw
I
that
got
video.
so
It
angry.
doesn't need to be a high scoring game,
Yeah.
but
One of my favourite semi-finals of all time was like a Roosters Manly 4-0.
Was
Yeah.
that
if,
week
it,
one?
if it's
Yeah.
like the Tigers Manly game, sure, go ahead, tell me that. Which ended up being 28-10, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, but
that's
no,
all I'm
that
gonna
was
say.
that was a legitimate low scoring game because of how good the defense was.
That was different. One was low scoring because of good defense. One was low
scoring
scoring because
nobody
nine
could
teams
just
hold
couldn't
the fucking
attack.
ball.
Literally,
But then it
how
opened up towards the end.
That's because Manly just
Yeah.
found it. They finally realized, oh, we have attacking weapons. Let's get Garrett a try double and
Yeah, speaking of attacking weapons, mate, we're talking about the Raiders v Newcastle Knights. I'm telling you, Newcastle, why do you pass the ball to Bradman Best like 20 times in one game, and then the next two games combined, you won't pass it to him more than 10 times? When you give this guy the ball, he's fucking he demolishes everybody. He's literally a wrecking ball. I hate to see him be used so sparingly, but you guys. The Raiders end up winning, but man, they nearly lost this game, bro.
They've been looking.
And I think if Ponga didn't get injured, they would have lost this game because Ponga was absolute khara in the first half. But that second half, everything started to work together. He's making line breaks, setting up tries. He was looking a little bit like Latrell the way he was setting up his teammates. And I'm telling you, if he didn't hurt himself, he would have fucking won. They would have won this
I was
game.
going to say, can we talk about that real quick? Is it me or the Raiders have just, like, recently at least, like, they're winning games and they have an easy sort of soft draw to end the season. They should finish minor premiers, but they're not looking convincing.
They're
Look,
looking
you
like
took
the
away-
Faders.
well,
Yeah.
it's in the last 2 weeks against Tigers and Newcastle. They score all their points like in the first half, and the second half they just they forget
you take away-
all the basics.
You definitely take away that Rabbits game, which I think they won by like 16 points. I think 6 of their last 7 games have been decided by 6 points or less, which is what was happening last year.
They're not really belting teams. They're
Yeah,
just-
look, I'm not... Like, the Raiders are an amazing team, but there's definitely been signs that the Faders are still there.
And there's-
Obviously,
They've
the
peaked,
biggest
I
one
think.
is... I don't think they've peaked, but it's having an easy run leading up to finals. Like they probably, like James Graham, who I was with on the bye run, was very convinced that they'd win minor premiership. Me, I still feel like Melbourne are just going to start belting everybody and go. I don't know. They might lose one game and to us. For
And
the
they
rest
got
of
us
the year.
afterwards as well.
Yeah, I reckon they lose one, max 2 games for the rest of the year. But I see some Raiders losses on the horizon. They beat all the good teams.
Next week against
But
us.
they look like they're struggling to stay engaged against the shit teams for the whole 80 minutes, mate.
I just wanna
And
get
there's
cocky.
been signs of the faders. Obviously, the big one being our game. They got absolutely belted in that second half.
32
in
unanswered
10
points.
in 10 minutes. The
should've never
20
lost that
point
game.
lead was gone, right? They should have. We had no right to win that game, and we came back in 15 minutes, bro. You know what I mean? So, and I'm starting to see some really promising signs from Newcastle. I don't think they're such a bad team anymore with most of their players coming back.
Still
But they
missing
didn't even
two
have
forwards.
Fletcher Sharp in that.
Yeah, if they
Well, Sharp's out as well.
Sharp's out, Ponga's now out, but for the most part, they got everybody back. Your Bradman Best, like I still think they're missing Leo Thompson.
Greg Mazu.
But
Hey,
still,
quick question about Knights.
Yeah.
Because did you see Jacob Arthur sign for him next year?
yeah,
Does that mean Brad Arthur's going?
no. So there's a lot of speculation that he's going there. Apparently, he's mates with the owner, but he's also mates with Adam O'Brien. You know what I mean? So like I'm hearing that's looking likely. If Adam O'Brien gets the sack,
Would you take that as a Knights fan?
Fucking oath.
Yes.
I think if there's one coach that's been hard done by, there's 2 coaches that were hard done by in recent history. I think Jeff Tuvey was hard done by. I think Justin Holbrook was hard done by. Now looking at it in hindsight, and I think now, if I think Brad Arthur was.
Why would they sign Jacob Arthur? Where's he going to play anywhere next year?
I don't know. I just don't. You could keep.
Maybe it was just a
developing
way
him.
to bring in.
No. You get Brad Arthur because his brother's there too, Matthew Arthur.
Yeah,
And
Matt
you got-
Arthur's there too.
and you know, Dylan
That-
Brown's going
that's-
there for 10 years.
But I still don't understand that Jacob Arthur signing. Because like they're going to have Fletcher Sharp, Ponga, and they're going to have Dylan Brown next year. Where are you going to fit all these
Who
players?
knows, mate? Who knows? But.
Utilities, bro. Utilities.
I think he's a
not
big
what
body. He's a big body. You don't know. Maybe there's a room for him to go on like your Brayton Astor, John Sutton arc instead of being a half. He's fucking lanky. The guy's like he looks like Ivan, bro, from League of Legends. Mate, he can play.
This guy
I
knows
reckon
league.
he can play as a ball playing back row if he just puts some bloody size on. I think he's got more of a chance playing in that position than in the bloody halves, mate.
Don't they lose Kai Pierce-Paula as well? Don't
Yes.
you?
Yeah, they
Tigers.
lose Kyle. Mate, if he can go into the back row or in lock or some shit like that, I think he's got more of a future in those positions than in the halves. Because in the halves right now, it's looking grim. He played 1 game this year, was absolutely terrible.
Yeah, that was pretty
From
bad.
memory, right? So,
Yeah, it was against,
but shout out to the
to
Knights.
be fair, it
They're
was
showing
with-
some bloody ticker, mate.
Luke Brooks and him together.
Yeah, but they should have won that game, bro.
The Parramatta team with that
To
Moses.
be fair, they're the only 2 players to rival Kyle Flanagan's creativity issues.
Yeah. the only team that's come close to losing to half a Parramatta team is them.
Not us, Kyle.
But yeah, no, I think the Raiders, man, when it comes to finals, that experience. If you're versing a team like Melbourne in if you're versing a team like Melbourne in the first round or in the semi-finals, lose and then verse Penrith,
That's rough.
they double out.
But then the Broncos are
Straight
going to be
sense.
in that next team conversation as well. Like if you lose the first game, you got to versus Brisbane. That's going to be not going to be easy at all.
Straight
They're going to
sense.
be in that conversation.
Well,
and speaking of Brisbane,
yeah.
boys, Broncos versus Warriors. This one was mad to watch. Very big crowd at Suncorp.
I was going to think it was.
I was going to a wedding, but like I was getting ready and watching this game, and it was very entertaining. Broncos that first half was really, really good for them. Like they just were firing at all cylinders.
Scrambled defense, man. That was
Yeah,
a great
really
stuff.
good defense. And man, overall, I think the Broncos are a really good team, and I think they just needed to sort this lineup out. Reece still doesn't look 100% healthy, but he's damn playing with confidence, which he wasn't the first 10 games. Like after round 3, he started to lose his confidence a bit. They are looking really good right now. And on the flip side, the Warriors starting to get some injuries, were starting to fall off against the bigger teams, and now they lose their best player all year, Luke Metcalf, for 9 months.
man.
ACL injury.
Prayers up for Luke Metcalf, man.
Mate.
That's just...
And he's not young, mate. He's 27, 28 years old now, mate. So maybe 26, but like,
That's a tough injury.
but like he's gonna lose a whole year, and then he's gonna have to be going up to speed, like back up to speed in his prime. It's gonna be rough prayers up for Luke Metcalf. He was probably going to win Dally M this year as well.
He's 26.
He's 26. When does he turn 27?
So he's the
Next
same
year.
age.
Next year, first of March next year.
He's the same age as Cleary.
Yeah, 26, 27 next year.
They're
And
hitting
then,
the-
He's never had a good run with injuries anyway.
No, even years prior, he's always getting like these sort of like soft tissue injuries or like the
well,
knee
he got the
injuries.
cork last week, bro. And he did not look good
They
last
should have
week.
rested him. I don't know why
Oh,
they.
yeah, they look
He
terrible
was
against
he
you
came
guys.
out look, it didn't really have too much to do. This was the weirdest ACL injury. This was like the same level as weird as my last one where it wasn't non-contact. He got absolutely fucking belted by Piakura, belted right in the ribs. I thought this cunt is fucked because he's broken his rib. Last
His
thing
knee
I thought
buckled.
was ACL. His knee got fucking smashed and probably got stuck in the ground, and that's what's caused it. Similar to mine, where my knee just got caught in a bad position, and my last one was a contact knee injury with my own teammate Brad Takarangi. Right, when we watched, I didn't know what the fuck happened until I watched the replay. Right, it's a rare occurrence, and you know what was funny when we went Magic Round, I ran into somebody said, "Hey, you know that's NRL physio, right, up there with his mates?" I'm like, "No fucking way. I have to go and say hello to this cunt because he's always there with the news." And we were talking about my ACL injury for fuck's sake. And it was explaining the mechanism and everything. And he said, when you get your scans done, we'll do a meme post about how your progression's going and everything. But shout out to NRL physio. But it's just sad to see Metcalf go down. And in my opinion, I think that might be Warriors' season over. Because
That's what I
they
was gonna
already lack points.
They have a soft draw ahead of them for the rest of the year, but especially in finals, that's
Man,
gonna
they already
kill
lack
them.
points badly. And I think Dallon's injury is even really bad
Dallas,
as well,
I think,
right?
syndesmosis.
Yeah.
That's 6 weeks.
Barnett,
Yeah.
like they've copped,
2 ACLs, syndesmosis.
and that's just their main ones. You got to think of some of the other players that have picked up some minor injuries here and there.
And you got to
Yeah,
feel bad
oh
for
my
And
them.
even if-
goodness,
even
that
if you-
the
Aren't they missing
Neochloride.
Peaky as well?
yeah, a few HIAs, like they're getting depleted. I've already kind of got the marker out for the
Yeah,
line draw because unfortunately
They might miss the 4 at this point.
they're honestly out of
Brisbane
all the
heads
teams,
I think
they're
the
gonna
top
drop
3 is settled, and then the 4th is up for
I
spot.
think
I think
Brisbane
so.
is gunning for that top 4 spot.
Brisbane, Penrith.
Yeah.
Panthers, even you know
Roosters.
what,
Every loss
Dolphins.
every
Honestly,
loss is huge, mate. Every loss is huge.
Yeah.
And
like it's just,
I feel bad for them because they're such a likable fan base,
how can you hate
man.
'em?
No, I don't know anyone who does. I know
Like,
some do.
as
but
I said, when I went to New Zealand, they were just the
Canberra
loveliest
seems
people,
to hate him
bro.
for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why. What was that?
Because they hate fucking having to travel all the way to New Zealand from Canberra.
They hate traveling.
They
That's
hate traveling, bro. They're going to hate
to be fair, the
Perth
Raiders are
too.
known for being angry about something. That's their motto. Be angry about something.
Yeah, even if
That's
you're,
what
if you're angry at
keeps them
nothing, be
fueled.
angry at your own teammate.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
and
they
hit him
did
in
in
an
Vegas.
elevator with a.
Like they did in Vegas. But shout out to the
Inflatable
Broncos.
bat.
They were fucking great. Payne Haas great as always.
Both
Do you reckon
their
Madge has finally got
They're
control of the
finally
team?
getting their fucking centers involved in the game.
Stags and
Katoni
Shibasaki.
Stags, the last 3 weeks, this cunt has been on a fucking mission. It's like he's seeing, he's like Waterboy visualizing attack, but everyone's a toe. Everyone's a fucking toe visualizing attack.
Oh my god.
No, your name is Needle Dick. Needle toe, needle toe, needle toe.
That shot
guy
Stags
with the fucking
put on that
references,
Warriors
bro.
player.
Cause
was-
he
that-
fucking belted the fuck
this-
out of one player.
and then stood over here like, what are you gonna do about it? That like Stags one of my favorite players to watch.
Bro, what the fuck did you feed this cunt, Madge? He's back to like Katoni Stags
Prime
that we all know
Twitter.
and love.
Oh, hold on. I just got breaking news.
What?
What's happening now?
Todd dealing with a partial tear in his LCL.
LCL.
I don't know what the
It's a CL. I don't know what.
Oh,
lateral cruciate ligament. That's what it's
I
called.
think it's the outside or whatever.
Yeah,
Oh,
lateral.
he's dealing with a partial tear on it.
Oh,
So the MCL's the inside.
Going to
I think.
play Origin 13 days post injury. This is from NRL Physio.
Yeah.
I
Looks
don't
like
know what
Kiraz is
that
What did he
playing,
say?
no.
It's from NRL Physio.
But
So
what
I'll
did he
give you-
say? Like
So someone else has posted that, but I'm gonna actually look up what he said. So continue talking.
Yeah.
I'll find it.
but yeah, the Stags, man, he's one of my favorite players to watch. Honestly, that's why I'm
Tony. We call him Tony.
yeah, Tony, mate. Yeah,
That's where his best performances are. In between the tone and
yeah. Facts, bro. Facts.
We
It's
had
like, cuz,
Tony
what are the
against-
fucking odds? What are the fucking odds? Katoni does that and he's got toe in his name, bro.
Literally.
You know what I mean? And I always say when he makes a line break and he scores, fuck that bloke's got some toe.
And on top of that, on the Warriors side, you have Kurt Gapewell.
We don't speak about Kurt Capewell like that. He didn't know. All right, I'm giving him the benefit of the
You
doubt.
can't tell me you
I'm
didn't
giving
know.
him the benefit of the doubt. All right. I'm giving.
Are we taking it back to those days where the bunker used to say benefit?
I'm
Yeah,
giving him the benefit of the doubt, mate.
Oh my gosh. But
Mate, I was gonna.
okay.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
All right.
I refuse to
I-
say because I like the Warriors.
Yeah,
bro.
I like the Warriors and I like Kurt Capewell as a player. All right, nothing more than that.
Why do you like him so much?
He's he plays hard.
He likes to hit a hole hard, eh?
He's a good hole runner.
He's always looking for a gap.
Yeah, that's what happens when you play for Penrith, huh?
Plenty of glory days down there.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, he loves the South Sydney song, doesn't he? Boys, shout out to the Broncos. I think
Shibasaki as
they're
well,
back.
bro.
And Shibasaki, congratulations, brother. He's on a training trial, making 80K a year. Fuck me dead, and he's gonna get a nice 30 grand payout for his game 3. And this game really does scream like this. We'll get to it, but I'm worried about the A word.
Look, we'll save it towards the,
And boys,
the back end. So what
He's gonna play Origin 13 days post injury.
I don't know what it like means.
No. He's gonna be sweet because an LCL it's different to the other ligaments. He would have been playing on that against us as well, and he looked pretty damn
Pretty
good.
sure there's a ligament you can completely tear and still like can be completely
No, you
fine.
can completely tear your ACL and still play, but you obviously got to do a lot of rep work, like prep work and everything like that. But he's partially torn it. We don't know how much. But there are some ligament doesn't get used as much, which is why a lot of tears don't happen in that, right?
Makes
But
sense.
it's very rare. PCL and LCL. I've never even seen an LCL injury in the NRL.
I've never heard of an LCL.
Yeah,
I've heard of a PCL before.
I'm just hoping that he's fine. That's all
I'm sure he's fine.
Hey, look, it's the mind game.
My Uso, like you
But
know.
boys, we've got a fucking game to talk about a little bit. We've already harped on about it a little bit, but Dragons win at Wynn Stadium, 34 to 20.
That's rare.
Fuck me dead, you cunts were about to lose this game until somebody gave you a gift. It's the legend has it. It's the first time a Zac Lomax flick pass ever worked out for the Dragons.
I agree. I agree. That's he's just always got this tendency. Me and my mates joke about this. He is the biggest side quest human in NRL history. He's always doing anything besides playing football the way football should be played. He's always on quest. Like today, we saw a post of him flying in a fucking Red Bull airplane. He was like in one of those G-Force planes that does flip. Like, brother, go play football. Stop flicking passes out. Like, I don't care now that it happened to us, but bro, what does Shane do? What does Shane do at halftime that these blokes fall asleep? Because in Cronulla, we know what he was giving them. He's probably giving us the opposite. He's doing like one of those what are they called? Double agents.
Yeah.
Because at Cronulla, he was giving them the performance enhancements.
Yeah.
He's giving us the performance de-enhancements.
Marijuana or some shit.
Because we go in there.
He's
we
giving
go
them pop
in the
brownies.
lead.
You need to mellow down, but
Have a brownie. You just need to calm down. We shouldn't be winning by this much.
it's like Kevin
yeah.
Proctor with the vapes. What are you putting in the vapes, brother?
It's like you're saying to him,
Bro,
Speaking
he
of
run it
Kevin
straight. He
Proctor,
went down.
fuck me. I didn't know Jordan Simi was like that, bro.
bro, he died mid-air.
Yeah, cuz.
Mid-air died.
And it was like, cuz you could tell, because he was running full speed and Jordan like handbraked it, but that was all part of it, right? Because when you slow down, it's a lot easier for you to bump someone off. And it's like he knew that and Kevin didn't. Bro, that was ugly, and I hope Kevin's all right. That clip is going everywhere. I don't even know, cuz we got fucking, like this is the next, Run It Straight is officially the next power slap.
Yeah.
Like we've got steak-sponsored fucking events in Abu Dhabi, cuz. What the, and in Dubai. I think that was in Dubai, bro.
Dubai.
Who
Because
the
it said
fuck
it in
would
the
have
thing.
thought that Kevin Proctor would be headlining an event in Dubai?
Yeah, but shout out to Jordan Simi. Like it's Run It Straight is no easy feat, mate. Shout out to him, bro. But that
Bro,
was
one of
ugly
the boys
press up
messaged
to
me
him.
and they're like, bro, we might have to get in like a featherweight for you. I'm like, no, please, no, thank you.
No,
Get some 12-year-old Samoan
I
kid.
I'm
got
running straight at
invited-
this guy once with a pad.
I'll be in the
never doing
featherweight
it.
against some
cuz.
12-year-old Samoan that will drop the shoulder into me like he's a Tarago. No thanks.
Bro, I actually wanted to run, but I've obviously like I got invited 1 month after I tore my ACL, so like I've been invited to a few events, but I thought he just wanted me to run. So I said, bro, sorry, man, I just tore my ACL. And he's like, oh, no, bro, I want you to come and watch the event and make content and shit. I'm like, oh, mad. But then I've always got something on, or I always find out last minute, but I really want to go to one of these events.
Well, they're
Christian
banned
said-
in Australia.
What?
Yeah, because of all that happening. Well, like they're not banned, but like they've got a case on them.
It's like
in Australia.
GTA cars. They fucking don't want it's bad for the
Because
youth
I was speaking
today.
to one of
Well,
like,
there's
I was speaking to one of the blokes that actually does it for him, and he's like, bro, we can't do anything in Australia right now because of what's happened in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Because some kid, unfortunately, they did it at home by their own way, and hold on, the kid died.
Yeah, it's a sad thing, man. It really is. But I think overall it's a good thing, man. And I think it brings the youth of everybody together. It doesn't seem to be much like heated. It's always a lot of love in this event, and
Like they're doing the Manly game. I
Yeah.
can't remember what game it was. But after
Yeah, they
Manly
banned
game-
it.
But Nelson's even got one, bro. Nelson's even got one like of his own league,
Melbourne,
right?
yeah.
So I really hope that it keeps going. And obviously, it's hard to stay for everything to stay safe. But it's like contact sport. It's like boxing. It's like UFC.
You sign up for
like
it. Like,
you know what you're doing when you go there, and it's just man. Some people just want to see how they do, but.
sorry to take away from the Dragons game. But
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry.
I'll take away as much
They
as
they could learn how to run it straight, but they did run it straight right through their line in the first set. That was an amazing start because even Kyle Flanagan was scoring as like you predicted,
I
right?
predicted there was not even a timeline. You know when what's his name, not Iron Man, Doctor Strange goes, I've looked at every single timeline and we only win in one. We only lose in one. And that's if Kyle Flanagan wasn't playing that game. I'm telling you, the only way we win that game is if he's playing. Just so he can build a case for himself. But he still played shit. That's my problem with him. He still genuinely played You take away that try, honestly. I have no vendetta against this bloke, but you take away his try. What does he provide to us that game? Nothing. You know when the tide was switched, a good half gets you out of your half with a good kick and a good chase. He didn't even give us a good kick to chase. It was just put it up, 20 meters in the air, let the fullback or the winger catch it and run it straight back at us. And they were doing that all the way through until the Addo-Carr split-second moment where the momentum sort of like backed into our favour and it was like in the balance until Lomax
Where
went
the
and
NRL
fucking
was like,
freeze.
oh my God, they're going to actually lose this game.
They
Let's
were
give
like,
them a
they were like, we're going to still have 17 teams next year because everyone's going to walk out on the Dragons and go to Perth. But no, like they did everything in their. It's like in the second half, the Dragons do everything to lose the game. It just pisses me off. Like,
Do you think?
I don't understand
Do you think
what happens.
do you think there are warning signs and that was a really bad thing that this Parramatta team nearly came back?
oh, bro, I know. We play any other team that day, we get fucked. I'm telling you, we absolutely get slammed, and it's no like cape or slamming. It's like Katoni slamming.
Shout out to Katoni. But no, it was. I watched it back. It was actually a really fun game to watch. You guys were on one in that first half, but then it's like you got complacent
Must
and
have
you let
only
them back
given
in
them
the
half
game.
dosage of the peptides.
Of the PEDs, yeah, fuck sure.
Hey, also, shout out to Nathan Lawson replacing the money man again.
Oh, I'm
No,
so
hey,
sad, bro.
we don't shout out Nathan Lawson. That bloke couldn't catch a cold in the middle of
Well,
Antarctica.
didn't he break his shoulder or some shit?
I don't know, I
Now,
don't
isn't
know.
he injured?
Apparently he couldn't lift his shoulder above like 15 degrees for the last 20 minutes of
What
the
a
game.
soldier, but he played on, eh?
Him and Cookie apparently played.
Cause
well.
I feel
saved my super coach, so
so
like-
sorry for Tupulotu, man.
What happened? Because
During
He
the
did,
warm-up.
he did his hammy again in the warm-up for the 4th time this year. Please
always
just
hammy.
shut him down for the rest of the year. Let him rest.
Yeah,
I was
I
really,
agree.
I was gutted for him, man, because I was keen to see him the last game. Same shit happened. I was keen to see him the game before when he was meant to return. Same shit happened. We were talking mad shit after round 1 and his try celebrations, but I'm
Now
not
we
gonna
wanna
I
lie.
think it was you guys that fucking put the mark on him because you kept dissing his try celebration. So he's like,
Because
you know
you're
what?
losing by 20.
Let
cuz.
the bloke celebrate.
Brother, if you were his teammate, if it was Cole Flanagan doing it, what would you say?
Don't celebrate.
When you, if I was his teammate, I would have fucking yanked him. Come on, fucking losing.
You know, Cole
But-
Flanagan actually did it. Do you remember against the Sharks, you were losing 18-0 and then he scored to make it like 18-4 and he got up and he's like, this is my house. Bro, go home. It's not your house. Go
He is
home.
home.
Go home.
But it was. I actually miss him, man, and I wish him the best, and I hope he gets healed up. Him and Skelton, a lot of the big boys doing their hammies a lot.
the wingers.
Oh, the big wingers, mate,
See,
doing
that's
their
the thing
hammies a
that I want to
lot.
bring to the light.
And now
because
big too, right?
I want to bring this to the light because not many people are talking about it. We have a stack of injuries.
Yeah.
We actually have a lot of talent missing. Like, Couchman's gone for the season as well.
The other Couchman.
Yeah.
So you lost the other Couchman in round 1.
We lost Couchman 1 round 1. We lost Couchman 2 now for the rest of the season.
Then Egan.
Egan for the season. Hamish Joy has got his HIA next week, so he's gone. We've got Cookie who's battling an injury. We have CT who's gone. Hame Sele is gone. Who else? Who else was
Cole
there?
Flanagan, he's not injured, but he's just Cole Flanagan.
He's got a brain injury. Sua, he's injured. And like there is like 10 or 12 big injuries in our team, and like we're playing with injuries and with liabilities in the team. It's not a good mix. And plus, you've got Shane Flanagan who has no one to blame now because Sloane's not in the team. He's told him to fuck off. So I'd like to see how we go against Canberra.
One message for Zac Lomax.
One message for Zac Lomax.
Yeah, look at the camera.
There's two words that you could say.
I'm going to say a lot more than two.
Let him go.
Habib Albi, listen to me. You told me you were keeping in contact with the boys to pencil in this date. Well, I thank you so much. You did pencil the date in. Because if you weren't playing that game, Flanagan was playing against us and you were playing against Parramatta. You gave us that flick pass. Look, hold your head.
Boys, the next game after that, shout out to the Dragons. You got to win, but there's probably not many wins on the horizon unless they can continue this streak of like randomly beating the good teams.
Maybe my rants are actually working.
I reckon they're working.
I reckon
that was proof that because they came out of the gates on fire because you lit the fire underneath their belly.
Bro, it worked for Blake Lowry from
Lowry.
day one. From day one, like he came out and he's like, I'm going to brief this.
Now that he's in reserve grade, is Blake Lowry's brother on your side, you reckon?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
I don't want to see my brother play
But-
first grade.
I guarantee you they had that thing just before. Because, bro, running out onto the
I
field.
reckon they played it.
That's what I'm saying. Running out onto the field, they got stuck in the tunnel. They couldn't even get out of the tunnel properly. They fucked up from minute one. I guarantee he had his thing like standing at the gate, like, this is what you're playing for. Don't forget who you're playing for. And they're
Do you
all
reckon,
walking out like,
do you reckon
fuck
they
you,
have
fuck
your
you.
face in the sheds like,
Oh, yeah.
prove this fucker wrong?
I would have done that. I would have used that as fuel.
You know-
because I'm like, there's also like the percentage chance that he gets like Eric Cantona like fly kicked in the head if he sits too close to the barrier. So
Oh, bro, I wanted to go down when Lomax was kicking, but apparently it was reciprocated around the whole stadium because he was copping it. He was copping
obviously he's copping it. He fucking left because he didn't want to play winger.
every
and he's
single
playing
hit up
winger.
was boo and
Yeah.
like you're just a St. George reject.
Did you go to that? Did you go to that Lebanon game in 2018 where we versus Australia and we're giving it
And
to
Moses.
no, we were giving it to Josh Mansell.
Was it Mansell or Moses?
No, Moses was playing in 2018 for us.
Oh, that's right. It was
But
Mansell.
Josh Mansell that everyone was
Yes.
giving it to because he said he was going to play for us and then went to Australia because they picked
That's
him.
right. I knew there was someone.
So
but
we
I couldn't remember.
bro, every time this cunt went near the ball,
Even looked at the ball.
all of SFS was booing him. Even the Australia fans were booing him.
Bro, you could hear boos from Beirut.
As they were FaceTiming some people.
Like, turning around. "Ya, sharbot, take a level."
Now we love him, right? Now we love him. But just that World Cup, because everyone was off him. Because we didn't know. We had like Abbas Mishki and shit, or you know what I mean? Like, but shout out Josh Mansell. That was just a funny thought. Every time this come in near the ball, booze. And I got another Leb here that would have been there for sure.
I was there with a whole village of people.
Boys, the Dolphins scored 50 again. I swear,
What is their point
the Rabbitohs were
differential?
doing all right, and then they copped a couple of bad calls, and they put their head down for the rest of the game, and then they lost by fucking 50.
I think
they
we
copped
have the Dalian winner.
They
in
have
that
the
team.
second best
You
points
reckon?
differential.
They're just belting teams. Left,
They're
right, centre.
30 points, I think,
Do we
behind.
reckon Katoa's going to win
Yes,
this shit?
yes. You know when you were talking
Can you
about
imagine?
Metcalf?
Do you imagine he wins Dally M before Cleary does?
Oh,
He should, mate. A TikTok dance is the difference between Cleary not having one and having one. That is like he should have one.
Well,
He'll win one in PNG with Mary Fowler, bro.
Because instead of, instead of dancing on TikTok, he should have been bagging out Cole Flanagan. Maybe he wouldn't have been suspended and won at that AM. But
He would've
yeah,
just
shout
been
out to the Dolphins
investigated.
again. They are the attacking team of the comp. They might leak bloody 24 points a game or whatever the fuck it is.
They remind me
but
of
their
this-
attack. They are the entertainers, mate.
They remind me of the Sacramento Kings. It's just score points. Doesn't
Like
matter
the
about
fucking
defense.
Memphis Grizzlies, mate.
Because there was this fucking thing called. There used to be this thing called Game of Zones, where it was like a basketball like animation that was done by Bleacher Report in the theme of Game of Thrones, right? And then James Harden meets with Mike D'Antoni for the first time, and he's like, he's a fucking library of all these books. He's like a scientist, and he's like, James Harden's reading all the books. Cuz all of these books, look at all these plays you got. Inbound plays, out of timeout plays, this play, that play, 3-pointers. Where's your defense? Where's your library for all the defensive plays? And then the coach goes, defense, what's that? half the defense, double the offense. And then James Harden's just like, you just zoom into his amazing smile. And that's the Dolphins right now.
You should send it to Nico
But
Harrison.
isn't he coach from the Super League?
Who?
Wolf. Christian Wolf?
Yeah.
Didn't
Well,
he
no,
come from the Super League?
he was coaching. I don't know where it was before this, but he was coaching New South Wales Cup. I was
gonna
watching
say because
he was coaching like one of the New South Wales Cup teams because Christian Wolf was in the final.
Because I was going to
For-
say,
I know there was a
for the-
Super League
for the-
team he did
for the-
coach.
because the Super League is based around attack and no defense. If you watch Super League, it's just attack. And maybe he's brought that tactic here.
So he had coached St. Helens until 2022, and I assume
He was Dolphins.
he was Dolphins.
Yeah, but he was coaching
New South Wales Cup.
Reggie's team last year.
Queensland
I
Cup.
swear.
Maybe just a
Maybe it was
Queensland
King Cup.
Yeah, no,
That's
a
what I'm
Queensland
saying,
Cup, but
like-
he was because I remember he was coach of the team in the grand final for.
Oh, the Devils, whatever they call.
Yeah. That's
Ipswich
who was
Devils or some
coaching.
shit,
So
Ipswich.
and they looked
like
mad.
Devils, yeah.
But
And they won it because Oren Keeley was in that team.
that's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
remember.
saying. Like maybe he's brought his Super League tactics where it's just attack.
But also, you got to remember, look at the strike weapons in their team.
Yeah.
Avarillo, Hammer, Asako,
Farnworth.
Farnworth.
They were getting a lot of lucky bounces in this game, but the thing is, when you have those players that are all that fast, the lucky bounces end up being tries.
I want
Like
to ask you
Hammer
on
got
Flax.
His
his
assistant
first ever
coach,
quadruple. He got 4 tries. He was
Look, I want to ask
unreal.
Flaxy and
Hammer
Fred,
was crazy, dude.
same question.
Yeah.
We'll ask you because you're not biased here. Is Katoa on a better trajectory than Cleary was at his age?
At 21,
Isn't Katoa 19?
He's 21.
Katoa's 21, bro.
He's 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lockie Galvin's 19.
There we go.
But yeah, he's 21 now, and I think I sort of have to give the nod to Katoa here, but slightly because people forget how fucking OP this Nathan Cleary bloke was when I think he was 20 or 21 when he was scoring like a hat trick against the Warriors and shit. He was a really good player at 20, 21 as well. We were saying the same shit with Saname Katoa about Nathan, but the thing is when everything Katoa does is way more sexy.
Yeah. Did you see that try assist
Cuz, what the
to Hammer where he was outside and then he was...
Cuz
That was beautiful.
Nathan was not doing this shit on a consistent basis where everything he's doing, it's like I'm watching like the new form of Benji where everything he's doing, he's like
magical.
He's changing the
It's
game.
fucking amazing to watch. He's stunning me. Like with some of the shit I'm watching, I'm like,
He's changing
how
the
the
game.
fuck's he done this shit again? How has he done this shit again?
It's the
and
same
he's always
play.
getting like when he's just getting passes away like it's a fucking movie. Like everything is on like a fucking. It's like if he went 1 millimeter to the right, the pass is failing, but it's fucking on. But he's getting the
It's
pass.
so funny that he does the exact same inside, outside,
Yeah.
and it just works every time.
But the thing is, he's getting himself in a situation where the defense has to make a decision.
Yeah.
And his head is fucking never down. It's always up. It's always scanning. And he knows that he's going to get some cunt with that move when he does it. And he's a special player. Now, his kicking game is also elite. He's just fucking, and his defense, bro, that's the most unsung part of his game. Like, he's looking like the best young player I've ever seen.
What do you reckon?
I think trajectory-wise, he's close. He's very close. But I think if he was on a better team, say the Roosters, say he was halfback for the Storm or a different team, I think then you would be saying this type of comparison. But what? Cleary's 26, so 21 was when he got into the grand final against the Storm.
Was he 19 when he scored that hat trick against the Warriors?
Must have been.
was
He would have.
very
It
young.
would have been a
He
few.
would've
He
been
would have
really
been really young when he did that. And
I think
was
Cleary's been doing it like there was more signs of Cleary showing stardom earlier. Like Katoa's really broken out this year, but
No, he
Nah, he had a
Katoa's
breakout last year.
Katoa's last year was when we started to think.
Oh,
wow,
but
this
like-
cunt is actually pretty crap.
But then
it's
then
it's
it dropped
and he
him.
was-
it's continuing. Whereas Cleary was younger.
we forget how
and-
young Cleary is, eh?
Yeah,
only
he's
26.
26. Like, so Cleary was younger and we're seeing this. So I'd say he's just slightly behind. But again, if
That's
you,
fair.
well, again-
I think I might side with you on this one.
yeah,
Because I keep thinking Cleary's 28.
Yeah, no. If
26.
Is he 20? I swear he's older
He's
than
26.
26.
No, I think because I'm 26, he's a year
He's
older
a
than
year
me.
older than us, yeah? I
Yeah,
think he's 28 then.
because I worked with guys at Dan's that were in his
he's
grade at school.
27,
He
sorry.
turns
he's
20
27.
he turns 28
But he turns 28 in November.
Yeah.
So
So
there
yeah.
we-
See,
So I've
exactly.
got 7 years.
So I'm still giving a nod to fucking because I'm like fuck. I don't remember him being 19 when he was doing that
No,
shit.
but-
against that Warriors game is the one that I point at. I'm like, bro, this cunt.
But he was 20
is
then.
something different. This
Yeah.
cunt is something special.
He was still younger
Then
than.
again-
But Katoa's been the thing with Katoa this year, and it's why it's a big thing. Katoa's doing some of this crazy shit in the biggest games, like the games against the best teams. Like I know he did mad shit against us, even though we were missing so many players.
players.
Melbourne, like his
Us.
best games were against Melbourne and you. All right. He could have not even played against the Dragons and they would have won. The Dragons are so shit. He could have put Katoa and replaced him with. He could have replaced Flanagan with Katoa and they still would have lost 13 plus. That's how shit they are. Even Katoa's not fixing that. I saw some bloke write, if you had Toby Sexton, you'd be top 4. I wanted to lose my
Would be
mind.
bottom 4. I
But
don't know.
yeah.
I don't know why you guys overrate him, but yeah.
No. He's a good player, man. But I'm not. He's saying he's anything that he's. That
There's
he
only
isn't.
2 halfbacks in the comp he's better than. It's Jack Cogger and Cole Flanagan. He's not better than any other halfback.
I think he's better than a few more, but he's a good fit for the team.
No,
right?
thank you. We've
But,
got better coming
but
through.
I think
Did you get rid of one of your
Here's the
recent
thing,
halves?
right? Here's the thing.
Yeah, but he's a six.
If we lost Thurston, all right. If
That
I
was
see
a better
if I see a player with that much potential like Galvin become available, I'm not gonna fucking say, nah, we have Toby Sexton. If we lost him and he ends up being a machine and I'm like, oh nah, we had Toby Sexton, I'm not gonna be saying, oh no, we had Toby Sexton, it's alright. I'll be saying, fuck me, Dad, we could have had this cunt before anyone for $750 a year, and then but instead we had Toby Sexton. I would lose my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
But here's the thing, man. I was watching Moneyball before I came here when I was eating my dinner. I was watching some Moneyball clips because it's one of my favorite movies ever. I don't even like fucking baseball, but Brad Pitt says to fucking Peter Brandt, fucking Billy Bean says to Peter Brandt, don't think that we have to explain ourselves to anybody. We don't. Do you believe in this thing or what? And that was the fucking conversation that Gus and Serraldo was having when going for Lockie. But
Also, another thing about-
shout out to the Dolphins. Fucking strike all around the park. South Sydney trying their best to stay in it. The only cunt trying in this game was Latrell Mitchell. I'm sorry, and Jack White
And Tallis Duncan.
Taylor's Duncan, mate, he should have been starting low key a bit earlier. He's actually a gun player. They got a good future, but I think they got a couple of bad calls that went their way. They put their head down and then they got fucking blown out.
Sounds
Shout out to
similar
the
to
Hammer. He earned himself a fullback gig with
Honestly,
this job.
he did. But I don't think the crazy thing is, we're saying that a 21-year-old Isaiah Katoa is the next man up if Cleary goes down for Origin. That's the conversation. Mostly will
I
say.
agree.
That's the thing. That's how the trajectory.
Knowing
for
Laurie
Katoa,
Daly, he'd put Nico Hines, bro.
Yeah, probably. But you're looking at that trajectory for Isaiah Katoa. He's already going to that level at 21. He's already being seen as the next person to replace Cleary to represent our state.
Yeah.
Like, that's a huge testament to how far this kid has. Man, he might be the difference between the Dolphins winning their first ever premiership. He honestly might be the difference for him.
I think if he was at another club, we'll be talking a bit more closer about the trajectory.
Facts.
Well,
But
which
I don't
club?
think. But like, look,
Lucky he's not at the Dragons
you
because then we
give him-
wouldn't even know who
Are
he
you?
is. If he was at the Dragons, who'd he be playing behind?
I don't want to be labelled a bully, so I will not say anything.
I'm not being investigated. No, that's all right.
I will
Boys,
not confirm what the
you
night is.
Cole Flanagan.
Boys, you mentioned Nico Hines. We'll talk about these next two games pretty quickly so we can get onto the Origin lineups. But you mentioned Nico Hines. Nico Hines got nicked by Eli Katoa.
Can we
And
change his
Jordan
name to
Hughes.
Nick Hines?
Yeah, nicked. I gotta use that. Permission to use that.
Yes.
Nicked
Nicked
Hines.
Hines.
As Melbourne, they didn't even look that good this game, but they just made use of their opportunities. Will Kennedy was like, I don't even think this bloke got even close to winning some of these aerial battles against Eli Katoa. When you need your car towed, who do you call?
Eli
You
Katoa.
call Eli Katoa, mate, and he fucking towed these cunts all the way back to Cronulla and nicked them in Melbourne.
Also, show
boys,
Jerome Hughes, man. He also that Jerome Hughes Alekatoa duo was just unstoppable.
Won me
Yeah.
my super coach.
yeah,
Same.
I
bought
got
Jerome
Hughesy.
Hughes this
I
week.
got ranked 92nd across the whole thing this week.
Wow.
92nd.
I don't even know what I got ranked.
Damn.
Scotty too hotty.
That's what I did.
Who?
Scotty too hotty. Scott Drinkwater.
Oh, I captain Herbie. I don't know
need
what
to
I
get
got.
I need to get my tips off you.
I got.
Yeah.
I got.
I'm like 50,000th.
Oh no, that was only this round. I'm like ranked like 20,000.
Don't worry, I
over.
traded out Cleary for Hughes. I saw Cleary at 81 thinking, oh shit, I may have made a bad decision.
Why would you trade out Cleary?
Because Origin, and then also like his
There's
current,
only one more game.
but also injuries, and then also they have a bye, and you never know.
It was
That's
actually
psychotic.
a good area because you had the Origin period, and then you had the Wars game, and he didn't play that, and then you had just this period's not good to have him.
Exactly. So, but I brought in Hughes, and I just thought, this is either going to be really good or really bad.
But yeah,
114.
Sharks, not even top 10, not even top 8 anymore.
The top 10.
They're on the same points as us.
Bruh, they're shocking. I don't think they make the top 8. That's
And
my
we
hot
were
take.
sitting there
You used to
ranked
just
our top
merge.
4.
Pretenders.
16 teams to
I
get.
honestly think if we merged with those pricks, I would not stop. I would stop watching NRL.
Oh, what's wrong with the St. George Illawarra Sharks?
Do you want me to be affiliated with Paul
St.
Gallen?
George Cronulla Sharks.
Do you want me to be affiliated with Paul Gallen?
Sonny Bill Williams would get
What do
your
you
number.
reckon? Who wins? When's the fight?
Oh, it's going to be serious.
Sonny
It's,
Bill.
it's this week, eh?
I actually don't know.
Let me have a
I
look.
reckon Sonny Bill's
Sonny
winning.
Bill Bitey's ear or something.
Because this
bro.
thing's like 5 years. This fight is 5 years too late anyway.
Yeah, I made. We're watching pensioners fight again, bro.
What if you merge with Parramatta, bro?
Us. What do you mean? A stadium wouldn't be able to fit that?
16th
But
of
would
July,
you like
so
it?
2 weeks.
Huh? Okay.
16th of July, 2 weeks.
That's the week we versus the
Nah,
Dragons.
boys.
That's the day before
Did we
the-
expect anything else
were
this week,
Premier
man?
League
Honestly,
26.
did we?
Side 1,500. What a rip-off.
Did we, boys? Did we expect anything else, mate? I'm surprised that Trent Liera caught that ball at the end.
Okay, no, that was pretty cool.
That was pretty mad.
Bellamy smiled.
Accident.
Bellamy
It's an
smiled.
accident.
Because they lose to these cunts 2 times a year, bro, and they finally got him. Saw far longer. That injury was fucking heartbreaking.
He was the gun. And
Bro, he's
honestly,
like Brian Tottle for the Storm, bro.
But like,
No, but
not
I'm
as
talking
big.
about this bloke is like the next big X factor.
Well, again,
player.
what Pappenhausen eventually
He's like
moves
the
on.
next Benny Barber level, like fullback, where like we're all gonna watch him in like awe every week.
yeah.
What was that statement? He could put his hand at toilet and pull out gold.
Did you see last week against Souths?
Yeah, what
He
the fuck was
split-
that try?
He just split Humphries and I think it was Duncan.
And
at
brother,
the time.
can I just say one thing? Because last week they would have conceded fucking 6 tries on that side, but the first 3 times he saved 2 tries on his own. Then the third one he intercepted because Talakai was taking way too long to pass, and he just got his hand to the ball twice. And then the third one intercepted, ran all the way, scored.
And he always sticks his tongue every time he does the run because he just knows the cameras are on him.
Bruh, he loves
I
it,
love
man.
it.
And
I actually love
love
it.
it.
seeing it be a hammy is hurt. It hurts,
8 to
man.
12 weeks, man. It's grade 3. Like this.
That's
thing
his
is
season.
Yeah, that's
Not
pretty much.
he's out to finals, but even then,
12 weeks now. That's
12 weeks.
But then,
Yeah,
but,
that's
then, but
it.
then Warbrick's also out, but he should be back before finals. But
Well,
they
they're
keep
already saying
saying,
they've
he's
just given
improving.
away Grant
bro, they
Anderson as
keep
well.
saying,
He- onto the
yeah,
next
that's a big signing from the Broncos. But they keep saying Warbrick looks good, and then he shows symptoms again. So it's prayers up for him.
prayers up for him, man.
Um,
You know who else looks good? Not in the Bulldogs jersey? Talon De Silva.
That's all right.
That's
They
fine.
paid. Do you see the money they paid for him? It's actually incredible.
How much did they pay him?
The report said 650 grand a year.
What?
I don't know if that's legit.
I can't
But he
be
was
legit.
asking for 600. Cause can you imagine
How old is he?
Averages. He's 19.
Wha-
Apparently, he hasn't done nothing. If he's getting that much money, that's
Is he
actually
managed
insane.
by Isaac Moses somehow?
I thought he was, but apparently he's not.
That's insane.
But I thought he was on a. But
650,000.
mate, that money. That's basically more than what we pay Reed money.
That is.
If that's what he's making, I'm not. Mate, one report said that the deal is likely to be average, like an average of 650 a year for that duration of his contract.
Bro, someone
And
said,
they've got him for 4
But
years
they've got
too.
Riley Smith, bro.
bro, someone told me like a little rumor. I'm not going to say it on camera because this is defamation, but someone told me a rumor why he got told to leave. I'm like to him, how true is this? He's like, bro, can you even trust those 2 eyebrows that he's got?
But yeah, that's
But
so
like,
they
also-
but the thing is the Tigers aren't gonna miss him too much because they have Appy and they have Hayward coming through, who's also a really good player. And I think that's why they were all right to let him go because they've got someone else to replace him with that Benji apparently really likes. Do we even talk about this fucking Cowboys
No,
game?
no, skip.
Before we move on to that,
Boring.
we skip that last game. Ronaldo versus Paps, man. How funny was that? They continued on their beef from round 11. You see that little push and shove and egging each other on the whole
Yeah, every
game?
single fucking game with Ronaldo is like that. But we made him like shut up.
Yeah, but him and
which was
Paps had that
mad.
little
After
like.
all these years, he used to bully us. And I would have, if I was the NRL, would have investigated him for bullying first because he used to bully us.
He's a
He's a
bully us,
prick.
man. He's a.
But
He's
now
a
we got
prick.
one on him. Fucking sucked in.
Honestly, that Cowboys
I love him,
Titans
but-
game. I watched that whole Cowboys Titans game,
Oh my gosh.
and I honestly felt like I was getting tortured.
I'm not gonna lie. The only reason why I was happy is because I won this.
What's the multi? I'm assuming it's
I
a
won
multi.
that.
Show
I
us.
was happy with that.
Okay, that's good.
This was like in crazy odds as well, so I'll take it.
Oh wow. There you go.
Oh, wow.
I won that. I won a few $100. So shout out to the boys because I
watched-
lost money on Ronaldo Mulatalo just scoring one. So that's how I hedged my bet. But,
Hey, don't worry.
But
I
boys,
watched
do we even
this-
by the Titans use a fucking embarrassing?
Oh,
Wooden
every
spooners.
single
Do we think wooden spooners?
every single fan knows that you're embarrassing.
It's so
The Gold Coast Titans fans are fed up. They pay the most expensive game tickets, the most expensive
Maybe you
food
should
and
be
shit
a
at the
Titans
arenas.
fan.
Gold Coast frightening. They're fucking frightening their fans at the
Yeah,
moment.
man.
I don't know how the fuck.
The fans have just
Wait, how much are their tickets?
the most $47 on average.
That's a scare. That should be.
Bro, $47 on average.
I now know who my Flano Express is for
Yeah,
tomorrow's
mate,
podcast.
it's bad. It's
That's
bad, brother.
disgusting.
Um,
Wait.
so when BKR Sport has had enough and he's ranting every week, there's something wrong with the club because this bloke would be unbelievably like he loves his club so much you never hear him say a bad word about it until it got to a bad word about his club or any of the players. He doesn't badmouth the players because he knows it's bigger than the players, right?
Yeah.
There's shit wrong with his club, and to see him bag out his club so much means there must be something really wrong because he is probably the most passionate fan I've seen doing this shit.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys, fuck,
Yes.
mate.
They're shit as
Do
well.
we even speak
Bottom
about
four.
him?
All
At least
I'm
you
sa-
brought Jake Clifford back, mate.
Yeah. Also, all I'm gonna say is, Drinky, I captained you. Thank God. 134.
The best thing they did was move Purge out of the
Yeah,
Yes,
I
because
think.
he was taking the ball too much off drinking.
I'm glad that experiment is over. The experiment
Look, he's probably going to play 6 one day, but this team is not
not ready
built for
that.
him to be in the 6.
No.
And Jay Clifford did nothing wrong to get dropped. He's a guy like Sloan. He just gets scapegoated every fucking 2
Why is it
weeks.
always halves and wingers who are the
Bro, what
scapegoats?
fucking leave him alone,
Except
bro.
at our club.
But boys, the new NRL lineups for State of Origin Game 3 have come out. Queensland made a few changes, forced due to injury. New South Wales, they made one change and it was the 18th man. Of course, it has to be another fucking Dogs player.
Again.
But shout out to Jacob Kraz. Mate, I've defended you valiantly. I had workplace arguments about you being in the Origin squad, and here you are, where you fucking deserve to be. I think if there's something wrong with the 2 first team wingers, it should be Kraz that gets to call up, and he's earned Laurie Daly's favour. The boys, are we all unanimously in agreement with the fact that Stefano Ikamanu should not be in this team?
Yeah.
Where is
Like
Keon
Noah Matangi
Koala Matangi?
or Terrell May? Terrell May's been mad, but I think
I
because
will be going Keon.
for me, I'm still going Keon because we lost a small mobile guy,
Like Barnett.
and Keon Matangi is that you don't lose anything. If not, you gain something.
You can play lock, second rower, front rower.
And
He's-
we really need one of those people in game 2, didn't we?
Yeah. Could you imagine if we brought Keon on that last stint for the? We probably would have won the game. We would have created something, a little more versatility.
Yeah, he's got a lot of mongrel. You in agreement with that, lad?
Definitely.
Yep. And Queensland, I'm a bit
changes.
crazy, bro. Call me crazy. I think this is the best Queensland team they've picked from 1 to 18. I think this is the best Queensland team they've picked in years. And I think if you look at how when we beat Queensland, how we beat them is out wide. We beat them in the middle too, but we beat them a lot out wide because we have the insane mismatches in our centres, and they've completely stopped that now. Or not stopped it, but they've made it a lot harder for us to abuse that mismatch, in my opinion, by picking Shibasaki and Toya. They're defensively sound, they're bigger bodies, they're strong. They're a lot harder to get through and get around than Val Holmes, Hammer, whoever the fuck you put in that centre position. Like, we've been abusing their centres. Even in the last game that we lost, a lot of it was done through Stephen Crichton, just rolling over fucking...
Or Jerome Luai and Brunt scoring a hat trick down that corner.
And Bradman Best and Latrell Mitchell they've been getting whatever they want really on these centres. But it's a lot harder to do it against Robert Toya and Shibasaki, in my opinion, than guys that they've been picking in the past, like Capewell, like Gay Guy now, like old modern day older Gay Guy, fucking pause, pause, fucking Val Holmes Hammer.
Were the same person.
You might like my super coach name. I'm not gonna say. I'm just gonna
Can I show you mine, please?
Yeah.
I feel like it's like Flanagan Express.
No, it's not. Wait, how do I show you my name?
Oh.
Yeah. Let it load.
Cause mine is Kyle Felt up by A Dane Gagai, but like just the last names. But boys,
Mate.
what do we think of both lineups?
Are you
has
scared of-
Queensland gotten better? I'm starting to get a little bit
Alright.
scared with the
Also,
Shibasaki
how about
selection.
Big Papa Lee getting called out of retirement?
Surely, what a good selection. He's part of the reason why I'm starting to get scared.
And look, I think having Hammer at fullback, again, he warranted that spot. Also, fun fact, this is the first time ever that a player has been picked in 3 different positions.
In the same series.
Like he went from center to winger, now he's a fullback.
Boys, I think the Hammer has his upside, but he also has his downside. Recently, he has not been able to catch a ball consistently, and his defensive effort, he can be a liability on defense sometimes. However, what he lacks there, he makes up for in. You have one gap, he's gone.
Exactly.
And we don't really have blinding speed in this team to catch up to him. If he makes a line break, he's probably gone. And that's what we need to watch out for. So the offloads have to be limited. Line speed has to be good. We just have to always be watching him because if he makes the line break over somebody else, they're gonna score. So we've got to watch out for him. I'm more scared of Ponga for the fact that Game 3 performance a couple of years ago still has given me PTSD. But I think this team screams ambush, but I feel like the Blues side, I think Cleary and To'o and everyone will be in good health by the time we play in this game. And I still think we'll get the win. I think all roads lead to either a Queensland ambush or a Nathan Cleary legacy performance. We're going to need a Nathan Cleary legacy performance.
Like it's got to rival Andrew Johns.
This is it, mate. We need
he needs his game 2.
We need Cleary that we saw in those grand finals. We need that in game 3.
I think the fact that it's also like I'm a bit worried as well because man, you look at this. Have you seen the weather? It's meant to be torrential cyclones and all this shit. So if we can just
Well, it's not the
for
Bulldogs
one day next Wednesday get a dry track.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Dry track. I will have no. Mate, I'll be like on heaven, mate.
You'll be on cloud 9.
I'll be on cloud 9.
I just want a dry track, and
there'll be a lot of clouds in the sky.
We can get it. But it depends on this Cyclone, mate. I wonder what his name's going to be. Cyclone Kyle?
No, Cyclone Shane.
Cyclone
If it
Shane?
was Cyclone Kyle, who wouldn't damage anything.
All right, boys. Early call. What do you reckon, boys? Who wins the series? That's it.
Surely Blues at home. Like if we've gone from we're gonna sweep them, and then we had the game that we did, which realistically we could have still won, but we go from that to losing in our own backyard. Mate, I just don't think I could open Instagram or anything and look at anything from Queensland or Donny Sports or fucking anything because he would not shut they would not shut the fuck up about it.
We should just play Donny Sports Game 2 videos in the sheds just so they can fucking understand how annoying these cunts are. I just want to win so that I just want a good year for once where the Dogs are fucking great.
I just want to win
back
to back.
And the Blues are great.
Yeah, let's win back to back.
I just want to win back to back, man.
I'm expecting a big performance.
Because all I'm going to, what I have in my head right now is DCE walking up to the thing saying, thanks the worst Queensland team for winning
But
this.
he's not there.
He's not there, but they've still
be
been
Munster.
considered.
He'll be Munster.
It'll be
That's
Munster,
worse.
which is probably even worse.
He'll add a little bit of spice to it, not him.
He'll be like, hey, Joel, are you talking to your brother yet?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Who do you reckon's going to win, man?
I'm back in the
Early
Blues.
Crow.
The Blues, and I think Cleary's going to have his Joey Johns 05 Game 2 moment. He's just going to steal the show. He's going to, have that moment. I just think this game is calling for that sort of moment where he's going to have some freakish kick. Maybe he kicks like a crucial 40-20 or he sets up the try.
This is the game where Cleary dominates Origin. This is where people go, okay,
It's
I'm going to shut up now.
It's calling for him. I'm going to go New South Wales 2. I'm expecting a massive game from Nathan, but I'm also expecting Latrell to finally unleash the beast in this game, bro.
What about you, Jesse?
No DCE, UFC, KFC. I don't care. Blues in 3, mate. I'm telling you right now, Crichton is so frustrated that McLean locked him up that Shibasaki's going to feel all his wrath.
I hope so.
He's
I
going
hope
to get a
so.
tripod right across his fucking forehead. When he sees 3 legs trample him, and Crichton goes in for a
Hey,
But I will say
I'll
one.
back you on that one.
I will say one thing about Shibasaki. This is like even though he's better than Edric Lee and Branko Lee and shit like that, and fucking Dynamis Louis, but this shit just has like NPC Queensland player written all over him.
Chasey Blair.
Yeah, fuck, mate. I'm so stoked for
Branko
Shibasaki.
Lee. Do you remember the year they had Branko Lee and Edric Lee next to each other?
Yeah, but because Branko Lee was good, and I'll stand by that. In 2018, he was gone. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with us. We had the worst attack in the league, and the only way we scored in 2018 was through Branko Lee. But shout out Branko Lee. But yeah, this Shibasaki is like one of those players, train and trial. Like, can you imagine they fucking win a series with Robert Toya and fucking Shibasaki like
A
fucking
guy
noobs?
with 12 games of experience, another one who's been a journeyman, who went to union, train trial deals, played Q Cup, and then that's
Joey, can you make a bet with me? If they win, you have to get the goatee like Shibasaki.
all right, he's done.
Alright, but if we win, we just celebrate.
Just celebrate.
But you'd look
Blues
good in a
13
goatee.
plus. I'm saying Blues 13 plus and Crichton man of the match.
Let's
Hey,
go.
I'll back you on that one.
Let's go, mate. You Dragons fan, Bulldogs fans are in agreement here.
I haven't gotten the handshake from you.
It's just because Cleary's going to get the man of the match, man.
But you can give it to an ex-Panthers player.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Boys,
Nick Cleary, bro.
thank you so much for the super long episode.
Hey, we haven't done our tips yet for next.
Oh yeah, fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a
Around-
5-game round.
It's only
brother.
5 games.
It's only 5 games.
5-game round. Oh.
Very long episode.
Boring.
All right, boys. Round 1. First game.
Broncos.
Dogs, Broncos, A-Core.
Broncos. Thursday night. It's your kryptonite.
No, it's Friday night.
Is
Friday
it?
night, yeah.
Friday night. Your kryptonite. Broncos.
No,
Who are you?
What?
You're missing Karaz. You're missing Karaz. Who replaces him?
So we don't know yet, but it's probably going to be Wilson and Burden in the centre wing,
yeah.
which
But
is not
look,
too bad.
no, you gotta
but
look
they
at-
also lose Shibasaki, Reece Walsh, and the
Payne Haas,
Hassan
Pat Carrigan.
Carrigan.
Like-
but here's the thing, and I'm actually going to tip the Broncos 1 to 12 here as well, because they have one cunt. Like I told James Graham on the bye round, Adam Reynolds fucking hates us, and the reason is because it all starts with James Graham.
2015 Bad Friday.
So yeah, and we had a laugh there, but I do think we're going to lose this game because they have Adam Reynolds, and he just hates us. And he always he
Have
says
you,
his best game.
I was going to say, are you going to send him a message saying,
I
please?
sent him a message already.
What'd you say?
No, I'm gonna send it to him tomorrow when the team list come out. I'm gonna say, hey, bro, you guys played amazing the last couple of weeks.
Give us-
You looked a little bit too tired on on the weekend. Any chance that you get an arrest this week?
Don't.
Arrest.
Rest.
There's another half there that should be arrest.
Yeah,
Leave rest.
Pause.
no, worry, bro, we'll boo him.
Oh, yeah.
Raid.
We will. But,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, come on. Don't leave me out of this, man. I'm going Dogs 1 to 12. I'll never tip against my team. I'm excited for the Bronson Sherry versus Katoni Staggs matchup.
That's if that happens.
It probably will happen. Like,
We're gonna see what happens, mate.
I know, but at the
You
same
don't even
time,
know what sides our wingers are
You
gonna be
gotta have a
on.
look at who we've lost, who they've lost. We lose a prop, they lose a prop.
At least you get Matt Burden.
We lose a lock, they lose a lock. We lose a center, they lose a center. They lose a
They have
fullback.
Adam Reynolds.
I know, but I still think we can.
Yeah, I think we can win. But I'm just
It's
going
next man up
safe.
ment-
I'm
next
just
man up
going safe.
mentality here, I
If
think.
I have to put my Bulldogs glasses down, I'm still picking Brisbane here.
I'm always wearing my. They contacts.
Yeah, I know.
I'll never take
Pessimistic
them out.
Bulldogs fans, I swear to God. But, Raiders, Dragons.
Who you picking, cunt?
I said Dogs.
Dogs what?
You said Broncos earlier.
Yeah, I was taking the fucking Mickey.
He's been hanging out with Mitch too much.
I'm taking Dogs 1 to 12.
All right, boys. Dragons, Raiders
In Canberra
in Canberra.
on a cold Friday.
JC.
On a Saturday Arvo.
I'm going to this game because I genuinely think this is a game where we're going to catch Canberra napping. I genuinely
They're paying
think
$1.28, but
Well,
I think
I
we're
hope
going to
so.
catch them.
they're heavy favourites, bro.
For obvious
Do
reasons.
you guys have anyone out?
They have half the team.
And Holmes on top of that.
It's a game where Dragons should not win, and they will win. 1 to 12 Dragons.
I'm going to go Raiders 13 plus, respectfully. They don't really lose anyone besides
let me
Papali
take my
and
glasses
Hunter
off.
Young.
Let me take my glasses off. Raiders by 40.
Yeah. What do you reckon?
I got Raiders 13 plus. I can't look past that, man. That conditions down in Canberra. They only lose Hudson Young. Sims Sluggy will come in. Papali, Big Red will come in. That guy is just always angry.
How the fuck did Papali'i get picked before Big Red?
I
Poor
don't
bloke.
know. I
But
don't
Simi
know.
Sasangi's a beast.
Honestly,
he's a
if Big
big-
Red got picked at Origin, he'd probably cry and give like Payne Haas the finger or something.
On the way out, he flipped off the fucking fans. I reckon if there's a player that's gonna come up with the cord, it's him.
Yeah, like the red cord.
The red cord, big red cord. What do you reckon,
Coin that.
Flaxy?
Raiders 13 plus.
Alright.
I think they've been poor the past few weeks, and I think if they're going to realise it, this is going to be the game where they
Bro, this game is gonna be. 'Cause they
Speaking of
belted
another
him,
flogging.
they belted him like 2 weeks ago.
Not even.
Cowboys versus Melbourne
Absolute sleeper.
at Queensland Country Bank. That no one's gonna be there. No, I'm sure they'll probably show up. But because they played each other
In like
3 weeks
13.
ago,
In round 13, didn't they play?
4 weeks ago,
Yeah. Ridiculous.
round 14, bro.
Oh my god. Oh, you gotta
That
remember
was the
Friday,
first
6 p.m.
belting, and then they got belted 2 weeks, 2 more weeks after that. They can't defend their line. Melbourne by
And
30.
This time, no Dearden, no Nanai,
Melbourne by 40.
no Robson, no Cotter,
Melbourne by 50.
No, Melbourne by 40 because they have no Falungo. So.
and no Harry Grant.
and no Munster.
And no Harry Grant. That's a big one. Harry
And no
Grant's-
Munster.
Yeah, so
But they got
Wishart.
Bronson Doom.
And they got Wishart.
And they got Bronson Doom.
There you go.
No Bronson Doom?
Who's Bronson doing?
Bronson Garlic?
Oh my god.
I thought you know what we would
Come
get
on,
that.
Oh my god. I forgot he even
Yeah,
existed.
but he's gone to Souths next
know
year,
what? I'm going to smoke here. Cowboys 1-12.
You know, I actually I was kind of back and forth because maybe that Harry Grant Melbourne times look really, really.
but bro, they can't tackle. The Cowboys cannot
Melbourne are
tackle.
going from cold to extreme heat. I think it's going to...
They can't tackle.
Well, I'm still back in Melbourne, but mate, if Cowboys do somehow win this, I want
You know what? After looking at all these games, I'll say it after the round, but this looks like where you just pick all the
Safe
underdogs.
bets.
But honestly,
Or no, you put all the underdogs on because this is.
yeah, this is.
It just
Origin
looks like the
This is-
round where nothing's going to go right.
Well, have you not seen the last couple of Origin rounds? All the underdogs, or majority of the underdogs,
Yeah.
win.
Yeah, Harom, this is not underdog round when you see the next game.
Oh, actually, you know
Roosters,
what? Low-key, I'm
Tigers.
kind of keen for this one. Kind of keen.
Brother,
Roosters, Tigers.
are we
Roosters
all
are gonna
Melbourne, by the way, except for you said Cowboys, cuz this game is going to be the biggest bloodbath I've ever seen in my whole life, cuz. And we've seen the Roosters put 60 and 70 on the Tigers in the last, 3 years. This is the Roosters versus the Tigers. I'm going Roosters by, 40 plus. They have no Jerome Luai. They have no Api Coruscant, no Talon De Silva. They got fucking...
No Galvin.
No, obviously, but they're missing more players than that. I can't remember who else.
few others.
Because Harom, this game is going to be
Is-
ugly. They're missing
Was Skelton-
literally nobody except Spencer
Was Skelton
and
category-
Angus.
No, a bit more than that.
Isn't Lindsay playing?
Yeah, Lindsay.
Yeah, Lindsay, Skelton, Angus,
Toya.
Toya, I guess, but it doesn't matter.
Who? Hey, now Damiana's gone to Newcastle. Who's
Connor
going to
Watson.
be? Who's going to be the backup?
Yeah, what's it too?
Who's going to be their backup winger? Who think they're going to debut someone?
Me.
Yeah. no, they got senior Tupo,
Oh,
and now they
yeah.
got junior Tupo.
They do. They signed Junior too. Is that effective immediately? Or
I
is
think
that,
it's effective immediately, bro.
Oh, he
Who
was
did they
already.
sign?
He was already wearing the
The
Roosters jersey.
Dolphins have junior Tupo from the
Oh, yeah.
Tigers, but now the Roosters have signed him. But they already got one Tupo. He's senior Tupo.
Oh, yeah, he is.
And then Junior Tupo.
I didn't
But-
know they signed Junior.
Yeah, they
Like
signed Junior,
today.
but I don't know if it was immediate, but he was in a Roosters jersey. So I'd like to
They're
think
gonna
that
have
he's...
Junior Tupo and
Yeah, they're going to have
Citizen
Junior
Tupo.
and Senior Citizen Tupo, bro.
Hey,
Alright.
for
Hey.
Katie, anytime try scoring, that guy's going to take some ankles.
Marky Mark is going to nick someone this game bad. Yeah, I think Roosters 40 plus. My Tigers mates, my Tigers family, they don't even really want to watch this game because they know
I mean,
what's
do
coming.
any Tigers
'Cause
wanna
these
watch the-
fucking Roosters, the Roosters hate the Tigers.
They do actually.
In the last 4
Hey,
years, have they
Katie,
wanted to watch
anytime
any
try scoring,
games?
It's this old club. You never.
Yeah,
I'm,
always.
I'm giving Tate the captaincy on Supercoach.
I am this week too. Trust me, it's
This
already
Teddy,
done.
yeah, Teddy.
This
Right,
is
have you
already
seen-
done.
Have you seen that meme where it's like it's from like a Simpsons episode where it's like, stop, he's already dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's this game right
How did it be
here.
this game?
And because the last game is the biggest mid-a-thon
Oh.
ever, Manly Seagulls versus South Sydney Rabbitohs. I don't even want
Manly
to watch
13
this
plus.
game. I'm going to go Manly 13 plus 2 because the only way they score is through Latrell Mitchell and he's not playing.
DCE is going to be there too.
And
Yeah.
They got their whole team.
And it's at where? 4 points.
Yeah.
They should win.
On
They
the
should.
good day, Hill, you got to back
They
them.
got their whole team.
I'm
They're
going
not
Manly
Except
13.
Olak.
I'm going Manly 13 plus.
Besides who?
I'm going
Oh,
to go
what's it?
Manly 30
Oh, yeah,
plus.
but
He's
he
injured.
hasn't been here for a while.
Yeah, I know. Well,
It's
why
been
not?
like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that buy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man-
I'm on Manly 13 plus.
Manly 13 plus.
Manly 13 plus.
Boys,
What an
Thanks,
episode.
JC, for coming. It was a very fun episode, a little bit different. We had a lot of story times in this one.
I'm sorry.
And a lot of sly digs at certain players and teams. A lot of banter, but it's all love.
Can I just
We're
please
just having
say-
a laugh, boys.
Can I
Come
just
on.
please say I have nothing personal against you guys. I know you may call me a bully. I have nothing against you as a human being. I just have everything against you as a player.
Having a laugh, mate. But thanks for JC for coming on, mate. I know there would have been a lot of people chasing him, but I wanted to
first
give
dibs
you.
on me.
Yeah, of course, mate. I think it's.
You get first dibs on me.
Mate,
You can be my current game
hey,
ball.
we're on it. Hole in one.
I can guarantee there's somewhere in your DMs where it's like, I'll back you up if you jump on our podcast first.
I've got a lot more in my DMs,
but
I'll tell you off camera.
I know he could have come to many places, but he's come here. Shout out to JC. I love this cunt, bro, and he's the next big thing, mate. If he's not a big thing already,
I think
he will
he's
be
already
very
the
soon.
big
But
thing.
I think he's hit fucking SK status in the NRL community, mate. And he is the most feared man on the internet.
The voice of the people.
As Braith said.
God help you
thank
when they
very
take-
much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
God help you when they take you to Vegas.
Oh, if they get me in Vegas, bro, I'm not coming back to Australia.
Are we going? I'm already booked
I'm
my
going.
tickets.
I'm going.
Come on, bro.
Now that I'm doing my vlogging, could you imagine my vlogging
Come
in
on,
Vegas?
bro. I'm doing a vlog in Vegas too, so
Oh, join mine and I'll join yours.
we just vlog together,
All
mate.
right, done.
But nah, cuz this is gonna be a lot of fun. JC Hectic Fred link up. We're both getting randomly selected at this airport, brother. Trust me. But thanks, boys. Thanks for everybody who watched it. I know it's gonna be a very long episode, but it's a very special episode. They tried to silence JC, but they couldn't, so we gave him a microphone, cuz.
DLM, Dragons Lives Matter.
Up the Dogs and up the Blues. We'll talk about the Blues game in a lot more in depth in the Monday right before.
Next Monday.
Next
But we
week.
love you guys. Thank you for the support. Thanks to JC to coming on. Peace.
Horde.